What is up, guys? Welcome to the show here. Um, you are being priced out. Okay. You're being priced out of cryptocurrency. You're being priced out of blockchain. And you have about 3 months until you're completely priced out of blockchain. We'll talk about that and more, some news with Zebec, who is also partnered with Turnkey. Some big dates coming up for Zebec very soon as well. But you're being priced out. So we'll get into what that means a little bit more later. But first, cue my guy Indigo Saint. As always, let's get it. Boom. Let's get it. Indigo Saint in the building. Blackrue Investing. Let's go.
Who's this producer?
Best believe I was Blackrue Investing. With your money, you ain't gotta be guessing. Profits is what we manifesting. So we binge on that Blackrue Investing. Best believe I was Blackrue Investing. Not course in this race, we ain't resting. We got stocks, we got crypto with a blessing. So thank God for that Blackrue Investing. Best believe I was Blackrue Investing.
What is up, Blackrue crew in the house? What's going on, guys? See a lot of the regulars in there. King Pound 1, Marie Villas, E, Rods Above, Ballhead Wayne. What's up, Ballhead Wayne? Kevin Garrett. Let's get into the show today. Let's first start here with our price chart. Oh, of course. Let's get a DCENT Wallet into the fray here too. And that commercial starts now.
Your crypto deserves the best protection. So why settle for less? DCENT Crypto Wallet isn't just another wallet. It's safe, secure, easy to use, and supports your favorite cryptocurrencies all at the touch of a button. And now with my exclusive link, you'll save $30 on your new wallet. Better security, smarter investing, $30 in your pocket. Click on the link now and secure your better security today.
So you guys that are outside of the US, you might want to look, well, everybody wants to look at a DCENT wallet. It's cold storage, it's safer. I'm very happy with it. You can do the swaps with inside the wallet. But particularly for you folks that are outside of the US, Doppler Finance is offering 2.5% APY on XRP. So you can draw passive income on your XRP. Unfortunately, that's not available for the guys in the US. But it's what it is. But definitely check out DCENT Wallet. Links are in the description. And let me go ahead and share here. So you're being priced out. So if we look at the price of XRP since Donald Trump is in office, basically it's gone from about 60 cents all the way to like $3, right? So conceivably, like before he was in office, you could have almost at 8 or 9 times more XRP than before he was in office. And you know, we on this channel, we've been around since like 2022, 2021. We've been talking about XRP since then, right? You had all the way up until the November 2024 to buy XRP under $1, pretty much, right? So now I think we're very, very close to our next leg in this market. If you can see here where XRP is on this week chart on the RSI, you know, it's down to the bottom here, which is oversold, which means it's likely to get bought back up pretty soon. If you look at ZBCN, same thing is true about it. It is oversold as well. We're really at a point here where things might start popping off. We've already seen XRP ETFs get launched here. We have the Clarity Act coming. If you guys checked out my last video, let me go over to my channel really quickly. I have a couple videos that are very apt, very pointed for what we're talking about right now. These will go parabolic. And then we also had banking is needed, banks are not. Okay. So this is exactly where this market is heading, in which the digital payment sector is ready to go parabolic. That's XRP, that's XLM, that's things like that. Shout out to the Patreon. You have a whole list of things like that. The sector is ready to pop. Now, if you want to be the one who's priced out of it, okay, go ahead and just leave the crypto market. If that's not financial advice or anything like that. But for me, I'm really happy with my investments. For 2025, we at least had this 10x move from when the new regime came into presidency on all the ISO 222 coins. We had a 10x move, right? Now, are you the one who can be patient enough to not get priced out? So what does the next year bring with all of these laws that Donald Trump has passed, as far as the Genius Act, as far as laws to make lending and DeFi easier? ISO will be live for the entire world and the US come 2026 fully. Then do we get another 10x? Do we get another 20x? Do we get another 30x? Do we get over 10x to the 20x or 30x or 40x or 50x? That's literally about 3 months away. And that's what I'm saying to folks, right? And I was kind of inspired to say this because I was looking at some content where someone was saying that people feel like they're priced out of Las Vegas, right? Like they can no longer go to Las Vegas because things are so expensive, right? Well, how do you kind of make things better in your life? Investments. And at this point, almost priced out of blockchain. Okay. I was also doing some look back on a few stocks and things like that. Let me pull this up for you guys. So I was looking at, and as always, guys, if you put your comments into the side, we'll get to all the comments at the end here. I was looking at a few stocks that hold spot XRP. So there's XPR or XRPR, GDLC, and NCIQ. Now GDLC. GDLC was a grayscale thing. It's a grayscale thing, but now it's on the NASDAQ. But it used to be on the over-the-counter market. I'll show you what I mean. So if you were one of these people that were saying, oh, you know what, I'll just wait until everything's figured out with the laws, you would have lost out. And let me show you what I mean by that. We're going to look at its chart, and you're going to see that. Let me see. It might be better for me to just bring it up on TradingView. Let me see if they have it on TradingView. Nope, they don't. My apologies. I thought I had this pulled up already. Okay, here we go. So back in 2023, before all the laws were clear about crypto and all of this, and crypto and Bitcoin were in a bear market, this stock was $3.83 in 12/26/2022. It closed that day 12/26/2022 at $3.84. Right now, it's $53.54. So quick math, if it was like, $3.84, we will round that up to $4. So that's at least what, 13x? About a 13x. So like, do you want to be the one where, okay, whoever was patient enough to buy this in 2022, the end of 2022, and hold for about 2.5 years, has a 13x on their money, right? Just us and what we were doing as far as like just this year, I was just showing you with XRP. At a certain point, we had an 11x on our money with XRP. So it's like, I'm really feeling like in the next 3 months, it's really possible for people to just be priced out of crypto, or to the point where it's like, okay, well, XRP, you're going to be buying it for $30 now, when you could have had it for $2.86. Like, that's where we're at right now. Now let's transition a little bit into some Zebec news. So Cybos is coming up here. It'll be coming up tomorrow. There's Cybos TV where you can go and possibly view some of this stuff. You might have to pay for it. I'm not sure. But I'm sure a lot of things will be posted on their X account, in which they say Cybos, see you tomorrow. That's 11 hours ago. So, coming up here in about 12 hours, they'll probably get started. But it's going to be interesting to see what comes out of Cybos. Deutsche Bank there is there. Zebec is there. Turnkey, I believe, is there. Whole list of people here are at the Cybos event. See if I can pull up Zebec's notice of that. And we can see all the people that are at the Cybos event. Here we go. Or at least I thought that was it. Let me click on this one. Okay, here we go. So we got Swift, of course, because it's their event. NASDAQ, Deutsche Bank, MasterCard, Visa, Microsoft, Chainlink, Barclays, Wells Fargo, UBS, Bank of China, Central Bank of Europe, JP Morgan, McKinsey and Company, AWS, Bank of America, HSBC, and ABN Amaro. A whole bunch of movers and shakers, probably even more than are listed just here. It's going to be interesting to see what comes out of Cybos. Like, different people have been making announcements like, you're not ready for this altcoin season. I saw somewhere Alex Becker made that announcement, and it was oddly enough on 9/27/2025, which 27 is 3 times 3 times 3, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, so I think we're right at the finish line, but people just get so antsy when they see that the charts haven't moved for a few days. People get scared. And I understand that if you're new to the market, you you get scared like that. Here's Alex Becker. If you guys are familiar with him, he's a big into the gaming space. You're about to see the most hated altcoin rally in history. I really think that we're there. We're right there. We're at this point. And I feel like people are kind of losing their patience. And I really need people to get like, okay, this might be the last time that you can be in this market before you get priced out. And you missed a 10 or 20x gain because you weren't patient enough. I can't tell you how many times in my investing career where it's like I wasn't patient enough to hold on to something and it runs, right? If you've done all your research like we've done on Zebec and things around here like that, I think you should be very confident in where these things are heading. Case in point, you know who else has a deal with Turnkey? Flare. I did not know this, but I saw this and I found this and I thought this was very interesting. This just gives more credence to the fact that ZBCN is partnered with Ripple and tightly partnered with Ripple, so much that Turnkey is working not only with Flare or another Ripple partner, they're also working with Zebec. Build seamless embedded wallets with Turnkey. And this was March 27th. So 3/27/2025. And we already went over the number 27. Flare has integrated Turnkey to offer application developers a more faster, more secure way to onboard users with familiar authentication methods like biometrics, passkeys, or email. By leveraging Turnkey's API, developers can easily create embedded wallets, sign transactions, and automate on-chain actions, all without compromising on security or flexibility. For more content or more context on how Turnkey's wallet infrastructure benefits Flare users and developers, let's take a closer look at Turnkey's differentiators. So we've been over this a little bit already, but this is going to be very, very easy for those who really don't want to deal with crypto wallets. They just want to be able to log in with their Google password or their MSN or Yahoo password that they've used forever. This will allow them to do that and not have to worry about the whole crypto or blockchain of it, if you will, with like sign-in keys and like 24 word passwords and stuff like that. Like it just really, for lack of a better word or phrase, dumbs it down for people who don't want to be bothered with the details. And that's exactly why Zebec is using these guys. And as it turns out, they're already working with Flare. So let me bring up the Zebec version of these guys using Zebec here, which I also thought I had pulled up, but I don't. So let me, it is here. So we scroll down here, you'll see that Turnkey and Zebec somewhere here now. There we go. Turnkey and Zebec had the spaces with Azure. So we already know these guys have a partnership, right? But it's interesting that they're also partnered with Flare. We know how big Flare is with XRP. They're airdropping the XRP. They're doing the DeFi with XRP. Definitely something we're going to look more into on this channel. But yeah, so very interesting there. That see that Turnkey is also working with Flare. So again, we find all the time more and more connections to Zebec and Ripple. It's very obvious and clear that Zebec and Ripple have a relationship. Okay, how deep that relationship is going to be, we shall see. But yeah, we also have more catalysts for Zebec in the whole NBA thing that we should hear something about once that season starts. which will also be in October. Okay, so again, we got tons of catalysts coming up in October here to really think that the market is going to move, right? And shout out to the Patreon. We talk about different things going on with the moon cycles and things like that, in which we know, how we want to take advantage of things moving as far as the moon cycles go. So shout out to the Patreon. Um, I was just chatting with people in the Patreon earlier today. So if you guys want a more direct access to me, you would want to get into the Patreon. But yeah, we were over there chatting today about some stuff, about some coins that you guys haven't even heard us talk about on the channel before. So shout out to the Patreon. So here we go. We know that this is coming up. We know it's going to be a whole campaign. We broke down this in the last Spaces recap, how Simon kind of gave us some clues and hints about what's going on with them in the NBA. Shout out to Mr. Spader. He sent me some information, and I can totally see that, like, I could totally see Zebec doing betting during the game, right? Because that would work totally with what Zebec has going on. They have the ability to do micropayments and things like that. I could definitely see them doing some mini micro bets during the game. Like, I don't know how many threes will Cade Cunningham hit, or plus or minus, how many threes will Cade get, plus or minus how many turnovers will Cade get, something like that. I could see something like that happening, and that being run on uphold, right? And them also mentioning something about possibly payroll and doing some type of payroll thing on uphold as well. So it's definitely going to be a dual threat thing, but this is coming up here in October. Both the hockey and NBA seasons will be will be live during October. So expect to see this very, very soon. Right. So let's go ahead and look at some of the comments. Maximum FOMO, Hyru, what's good, brother? King Pound. Here we are, bro. What's up, Marie Villas? What's up, E? What up, Rube? Bro, let's get after it. Rise above, what up, Rube? Ballhead Wayne in the house. Hello, my friend. Appreciate you, Ballhead Wayne. I really appreciate your insights, Rube. Appreciate it, Ludwig Land. Back again. What's good, Rue Crew? What's up, Kevin Garrett? Another patron in the house. Dave F. Let's go, brother, man. Stacking up ZBCN, XPR, Loan Protocol, Velo, and Casper. Okay. Let's go, Bears. The Bears. Ben Johnson, former Lions coordinator. I'm a Lions guy. I'm born and raised in Detroit, but I'm out here in Arizona now. Price out. What's the number of a price out? $3 is not a price out. So what's the price out number? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's different for different people. But let's say right here, Jamaican crypto. Let's say XRP 10Xs. It's $30 now. Well, like, you know what I mean? Like, I know, like, what happens then when it's $30? You're priced. Certain people are priced out. It's like, what happens then if it's $30? What happens if you know what I mean? Because in a lot of ways, Bitcoin is priced out for people. Like, you can do extra things to get Bitcoin, like Lolly and all of these other apps where they'll give you little bitty snippets here and there. Like one, like as Coach Greg Adams says, onesie twosie, a little bit of like Satoshis, you know what I mean? But for most people, Bitcoin is priced out. Most people are never owning a whole Bitcoin. It's just not happening. At this point, like in 3 months, 6 months or so, if a whole XRP is $100, $200, well, then people are gonna get priced out. They're gonna get priced out. Think of things like Ethereum. Most people are priced out right now of Ethereum. You're not paying a whole $4,000 for one Ethereum. You know what I mean? And hopefully that it gets to $8,000. Most people are priced out of that. So I'm saying right now, why not invest in these while you still can before you get priced out? I know people are a little down and sad because it didn't pop off like they wanted. But the other good side of that is it didn't pop off. So you still have a chance to get more of it before it hits the next area. Before it's like, okay, now it's $40, now it's $50, now it's $80, right? And you could have had it at under 3, right? And I believe it's true that XRP is going to be used for everything that is going to be used for around the world. In order to do that, XRP is going to need to be at a bigger price for them to use XRP effectively. And if that big price is $30, $50, $100, well, a lot of people are going to get priced out. And then people are going to be looking at you like when XRP is at $50, they're going to be like, oh man, is it a good deal? Should I buy now? Where were you at $2.86? Like, for example, I was telling people about Hood. I'm like, it was something around like $90, and somebody was accusing me of saying, oh, like, you're just trying to find exit liquidity. I'm like, nah, bro, it's gonna go beyond $90. Well, here we are at 121. You know what I mean? Like, but of course, shout out to the patrons. There are other cryptocurrencies out here besides XRP that we're looking at that are at good values, like Zebec, right? Like Zebec, right? There are other ones as well. Shout out to the patrons. You have a whole list of coins like that, right? So, man, yeah, like, yeah, I think we're very close for people being priced out. And I don't know what that looks like to most people, but, pick a number. If XRP is at $33, a lot of people might be priced out. Yo, what's up, Crypto Clay? Bizarro, what's up? Just remember, as of today, there are only 278 days until the 250th birthday of America. Trump will want to celebrate this with a new financial era. Yes, you will be priced out within the next 6 months. I wish I had sound effects on here, bro. I would ring a bell on that one. You're so close to getting priced out, guys. And I need to say this to people because really, when I say it the nice way, people are like, they don't listen. But then when I say the price out, people listen. I don't know, bro. I don't know. So we need an episode on taxes. I think it would be very helpful for your followers. Yes, we definitely need to do an episode on taxes, King Pound. And I got to think about if I want to do that just for the patrons or just for, on the show too. Of course, I'm not a tax advisor. So anything I say will just be suggestions, guys, of course. But yeah, we definitely need a show on that. But one thing I will leave you with is that I hear that taking a loan against your crypto is not a taxable event. So in that case, right, if taking a loan against your crypto is not a taxable event, how much higher does that make you on things like Metallicus, where they have a lending protocol already functional, right? That's going to probably be connected into credit unions. How much higher would that make you on them if lending on your crypto is not or borrowing against your crypto is not a taxable event. So that's interesting to think about, right? And that's another coin. There we go, right? Where I'm pretty high on that. And you can see we've been talking about this for quite a while now. You see that they have 22 million worth of XRP in their lending platform. 22 million worth. So, and as far as I know, as of right now, that's more than Flare's platform. But I don't think that takes into account that Flare does have $121 million investment from a Saudi prince and others, which they don't necessarily show on their F assets. I don't think they show that at all. If I go look at the F assets. But it's definitely, they definitely do have that investment. But I think it's just abstracted away from the user. You don't get to see that. It might be like a private part of their, platform. And I know they were supposed to also bring XRP staking to Uphold, which they still haven't done yet. So I don't understand what's taking so long on that product, but I'll be happy when they bring it to Uphold. So what's the price out number then? I guess you. So the point is, you can be priced out. I don't know what price out looks like for people. I really can't say what price out looks like to you or me or anyone else. If you want to buy XRP at $15, then and you can buy a whole bunch of XRP at $15, then for you, you're not priced out. But maybe someone else, F me, I can't buy XRP at $15 a pop. I gotta go look at something else. I gotta go look at Zebec, or I gotta go look at XPR, right? But maybe in a minute, when XPR is at, when XPR is at 30 cents a coin, 33 cents a coin, when you could have had it under a penny, you're priced out of most of your gains there. Bro, happen slowly and then all at once. Just like that. Let me start that comment. That's exactly it, maximum FOMO. And if we go back to the price, we go back to these price charts, look at how just XRP was just languishing at like 60 cents forever in a day. And then just pop. You see? Like, it was just slowly, then pop. We can show you Hedera, where Hedera was actually in a decline. And then pop. They just listed it. Let me see. Okay, here we go. So see, Hedera, it was declining. Pop. So that's another one. Like, okay, wake up and Hedera's at $10 instead of 21 cents. Well, you got priced out of a massive gain. How much would that be? Like 16x? If it was $10? Something like that. Probably more than that. But even if it was at $2, that's an 8x, right? So 8 times 5. So 40x. 40x at $10. Maga. Oh man. Trump 2028. Yeah, I was really surprised to see that people like, as a crypto investor, I think he's doing a great job with the cryptocurrency. And this is not a political show, but this is all about our crypto bags, right? This is all about our investing. And anybody who's outside of crypto thinks that he's like doing a bad job. Even people who are supposedly his voter base, which is funny to me to see. It's like, well, haven't you seen or paid attention to everything that's happening in cryptocurrency? They have no clue. They have no clue. This is why I think it's like people are gonna get priced out, because nobody other than us who are paying attention to crypto news and crypto happenings are paying attention to what's happening as far as crypto assets are concerned. Nobody else has an idea. So should something happen very quickly, like this, no one will know other than us, and they will just turn around and look. Oh, XRP is $50. Oh, somebody was telling me about that. I should go buy it now. That's literally what's gonna happen. Like, no, and that's the same thing that happened with Bitcoin. Nobody believed that Bitcoin would be 100K. No one thought that. Like, do we realize that? No one thought Bitcoin would be 100K, and here we are. So, the same thing is going to happen with XRP. And if you believe, like a lot of people believe, David Schwartz, one of the creators of XRP, a lot of people think he helped create Bitcoin. So XRP is the evolution of Bitcoin in a lot of people's eyes. So should it happen, XRP, bam, next day, like, or over 2 days, it hits $50 and beyond. That's when people are going to pay attention. that's when it's going to happen. Imagine a global price action and make your choice when you're ready to take profit. Yep. And that's it too. Like, it's a whole global thing. The MiCA laws, the Fed now, the R3 Corda, the Overledger in England, and all this stuff. It's literally a global move. And it's crazy to think about how people are saying, well, crypto is here to try to bail out, money, to bail out the dollar from the national debt. That would be effectively almost like, this is probably a bad analogy, but I'm gonna try it anyway. It would almost be like pimping your ride. Like, it's this Ford Escort. There's no more, like, it's only worth like $5,000, and you're putting like $20,000 of work in this Ford Escort. It's still a Ford Escort. It doesn't matter that you put $20,000 worth of work into it. Like, that would be the effective thing of crypto somehow paying off a national debt. It's money improved. It's money that gives them more control. It's money that's easier for everyone. Plus, it gives them more control. So why would you ever? And it makes no sense. It's just like pimping the ride. Like, okay, well, you just threw $20,000 down the toilet on a Ford Escort. Like, what do you, like, even if you took the technology out of it now, it's used technology and you can't sell it for what you bought it for. Like, yeah, so there's yeah, we're really close to getting priced out, guys. But don't be the one also that falls for the fake to think that cryptocurrency is somehow this savior for the national debt, when we've been in a national debt for hundreds of years, for at least 100 years. Yes, price out, Gerald jokes. I want to see Trump 2028, Don and Eric saying yeah, and remember, we just showed you guys that too, in which where was that at? The KBW speakers list. Donald Jr. and Eric were there. Let me see if I can bring that up. They were there, and the list of speakers were crazy that were at that event. Arthur Hayes, okay, here it is. So Donald and Eric Trump, Arthur Hayes, Tom Lee, Bitmine, he owns the most Ethereum, Bo Hines, who became CEO of Tether USA, another person from the White House, Harry Jung from the White House, Hoskinson, Cardano's founder, Solana's president, CFTC acting chairwoman, Carolyn Pham, BitThumb CEO, Polygon founder, Justin Sun, who they were trying to say he had some beef or did something. He's there. Tron founder, Pudgy Penguins founder, Animoca Brands founder, head of Binance Labs, Athena Labs founder, which they're doing a stablecoin backed with Ethereum. Han Ventures, Katie Han, Catherine Han, I think it's Katie or Catherine, one of the two, her thing, and she has some relations to Tim Draper. Democratic Party of Korea guy there, Ethereum Foundation guy there. Tristan Thompson, who probably, he former NBA champion, Tracy AI, he's representing like a faction that would be cool, right? To most people. American Bitcoin guy there for another Trump connection. Like all these people are there. I could keep going down this list. It's crazy amount of people. Peak co-founder, Hidden Road guy, which Ripple bought them. Investment partner in PayPal, Gito COO, Solana guy. Just keep going and going down the list. Head of BD Binance, Falcon X Global co-head, Chainlink guy, president, World Liberty Financial guy, investment partner Andreessen Horowitz. Just like hitters after hitters after hitters after hitters, like major hitters, major players, I should say, in the crypto space, along with very, very heavy people from the president's place, from the president's like family. You know what I mean? So if we can't see the writing on the wall here, guys, I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say with people. Like, name something else within the next year legally that you can probably make as much money. I don't see any other way legally that you can make as much money in the next year, right? I want to emphasize legally, okay? So all I see is words and no numbers. Answer the question. It's a simple question. What is the price out number then? I don't think that you're understanding the point of this, Jamaican crypto. I would love to give you something specific, a specific number, but the point is like to invest now before you're priced out. Is there a specific number? Like, okay, well, how can I determine for you what is priced out? I can say, okay, well, at $20, everybody's priced out, but I don't know. I could say right now people are priced out. So I don't know what people's money, what their bags look like. But we're heading to a point within the next 3 to 6 months where we could see XRP go to $20 to $50 or more. If you talk to Jake Claver, and Jake Claver has his own XRP like hedge fund or whatever. He's talking about $2,000 XRP within the next, you know, with by 2026. He says $2,000 XRP by 2026. Now that's definitely people being priced out. That's XRP taking a basically like 1,000x from now, right? I don't necessarily know that it can go to $2,000 by 2026, like literally in the next 3 months, but I really can't say that it can't, especially knowing that it's supposed to be like literally infinite liquidity. I keep referencing the video that my guy, shout out to Maximus Crypto, shout out to Smoke, shout out to Jesse Apex Crypto Consulting. I keep referencing the video that they made in which they basically broke down how XRP could be infinite liquidity, right? I've done different things like that with numbers for you guys, but they've shown in documents where it could be infinite liquidity. Okay. And if it can be that, and we already seen XRP made these moves with Hit and Road and all these different things, these crypto custody firms that it's purchased, like Medico and all of this. It's in position where it could take on all this liquidity and be this like addition or adaptation to Swift clearinghouse. This clears all the money in the world. They've put themselves in a position where they can do that. So again, FXRP, like Jake Claver thinks, is $2,000 by the end of by the beginning of 2026, then people will be priced out. Right now, I wouldn't go as far as to say it's $2,000. I might go as far as to say $100. How about that? $100, anywhere from $100 to $50. How about that? Then that will price people out. Let me see here. Did the banned video get taken down? He used to have it here, and I would just put in banned, and it would go straight to the video. I don't know. Maybe it got taken down from here. Maybe you can't watch it anymore. Maybe that post got okay. There we go. So okay. So I would definitely say that you guys should take a listen to this, right? It can show you why people are so high on XRP. Shout out to my guy Maximus. If it goes to $6, I'm good. At Jamaican Crypto, you really want to study. You really want the price to be extremely high so you can become a long-term holder, as you won't be able to set it in all at once. It would be a decimal percentage sale. Sydney Ashford brought the dip. Crypto Clay. Everybody will be priced out at a different number. Jamaican Crypto. Being priced out means it's no longer financially responsible for you to keep purchasing an asset. 100%. That's it right there. And thank you, Chris Cope, for becoming a member. Really appreciate it. So what is high? Again, let's say $50 to $100. Anything beyond that, priced out. 10, 100, 1,000, 10K, 100K, 1 million. Take your pick. Yep. Let's just say $100. Thank you, Crypto Clay. Let's just say $100. Like even then, like you're priced out. Because think about people like trying to buy Nvidia stock right now. Like let's give you that example. Let's bring this up right quick. So Nvidia stock split. I know people keep pushing Nvidia, but I want people to see this. So if you bought Nvidia before 2000, before 627, and here's another 27, right? Before 2000, 627, and you held, you would be up to a 480 multiplier right now on what you owned. So essentially, like you could have said by 2021 you were, or by 2000 you were priced out, but you know what I mean? Like I can't see myself really buying Nvidia right now, knowing someone bought it in 2000 and they're up 480x on that, just because of the stock splits, right? And I don't know what it would have been back then to buy, because the chart is not going to show me the accurate value, or I would have to minus the value by 480 or divide it by 480. Yeah, that's a little bit too far for me to go back to try to pull that up and see what that would be. Let me see if I can move that out of the way here. So 2000, it was like 30 something cents in July. Well, I got to go back before July. Okay, so it was 27 cents there then. So if I multiply 27 times 428, that would, or 480, that would tell me how much the share was at that time. Let me see, calculator. So 27 cents times 480. So it was $129. So should you have paid $129? I know, for like in 2000, $129 was actually a lot of money. Oh, it's not showing that. So hold on, let me go back. So yeah, so if you would have bought in 2000, right before this, Nvidia stock is like $129 a share. Thank you, Pissarro. Rue, what's your perspective on supermoon months and the crypto bull cycle? Do you think that all season peaks, especially for Zebec? Well, this this up and coming month, I think there's a lot of catalysts in which I think Zebec has the potential to peak. Um, so, and also there is another, of course, positive new moon cycle coming up here in October. So I think it would look good for them for Zebec coming up here in October, especially with the start of the NHL and NBA seasons. If price suddenly went to $1,000 a token on XRP, would you take profit, reinvest, or just run? Well, I'd probably, for me, I would take profit on part of it. Um, I take profit on part of it, and part of it I would try to get. You know, the reason why I think they're setting up all of these DeFi things on XRP, like they just set up another one. Let me bring that up here on Onyx Coin platform. They set up another one because they kind of don't want you to sell. If you can just sit back and earn passive income. They kind of just want people to sit back and earn passive income. So, who's ready for gaining XRP yield on Onyx Ledger? There's one there. Let's go ahead and duplicate this. Share this tab now. And there's another one that they made on XLR, which filled up, which Americans were also not allowed to get into, introducing MXRP, in which you got 10% APY for them, for those holders. And let's make another tab. And they made another one, of course, which DCENT Wallet, Doppler Finance, well, there's one, but through DCENT Wallet, they made one in Doppler Finance where they were getting, okay, yep, 3.3% APY. So they're setting it up so that people can just have passive income on XRP and never have to sell. But you know, of course, like for me, I will sell some, and then I'll sell some and I'll you know, get passive income on, you know, just stable coins, just USDC. But another part I will hold and try to just get passive income on that for the rest of forever, right? But you know, not financial advice or anything like that. But that's just what I'm looking at doing with my portfolio. Because you don't know my financial status, now read back your comments and know how that's you're off. Been holding XRP since 2017, never selling a preferred yield, but I will exit in percentages and other fintech projects. Just read it, and I'm still correct. Yeah, so for the value of a thousand to happen, severe supply shock would be needed, and that's where people are debating. Like, do you need the severe supply shock, or do you just need that the fact that they need to use it around the world? They'll have to pump up the price. Okay, it's kind of like the price of certain goods, right? It's like, do you think there's a board that controls the price, or do you know what I mean? Like, I thoroughly believe they'll have to put it to a certain price for it to be able to flow all the traffic they want to flow around the world. So now you can say that certain people say this about things like gold, things like oil, things like silver. Certain people determine the price. I mean, it's kind of, you got to believe it's kind of like that, right? Because there's no like mysterious engine that you can look around and say, well, if you put this in here, or you put that in there, that'll give that price. You know what I mean? So I really truly believe they'll have to put it or keep it near a certain price, to get everything flowing around the world. And I think it was something like maybe tokenizer who put up something on that note, right? Let's go look at that. Let me see if he has it up. Okay. He had it up here somewhere where it's like reminder, right? XRP's price needs to be high for them to do all the things they need to do with XRP. Okay, let me see if I can search and find it. Because it's like if they want to move a certain amount of XRP around the world, it being $3 is not gonna work for that for them to do that. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to find it right now, but yeah, definitely like, okay, is this it? Okay, here it is. Here it is, actually. Reminder on why XRP and XLM. Let me make sure I'm sharing that. Okay, good. Let me go back. Reminder why XRP and XLM won't work effectively at lower prices. Low XRP and low XLM. Need more XRP and XLM per dollar being sent. Limited supply of XRP and XLM across the network. Meaning if a bank sent 2.5 billion transfer with XRP at 5 cents, it would take over 50% of the total supply. This isn't even accounting for escrows of XRP. And I'll flip the example around and say, let's try it with XRP on and XLM at $30 each. Liquidity and supply are much more flexible now. So the same 5 cent example we used to transfer 2.5 billion also saw it would take 100% of the supply of the network. We scale the payments being sent from 2.5 billion up to 60 billion. Reminder that XRP and XLM are both $30 in this case. Well, now each of them only require 2% of the total network supply to transact the 60 billion in value. Now think about that's just 60 billion, right? Would require 2%. Now imagine the whole world kind of using that whole system and it taking like a certain percentage of Swift's things. It would definitely need to be higher than even $30 because he's only talking about $2 billion. Like, imagine it doing trillions in dollars and 10 billion. Like, because when we're talking about certain like countries and how much money they're using, it's going to be multiple billions, multiple times. Like, it would definitely need to be at least like maybe the Jake Claver $2,000 thing makes sense now, right? It would definitely need to be more than $3. I tell you what. So this is a really good example of how just using $2.5 billion, 5 cents is not going to cut it. Of course, or $3 is not going to cut it. So this is a pretty good example of how that would kind of need to work. Well, I was the guy saying what not everyone, has the same bank account cuz so I can't tell you what a price out would mean for you. That's all I was saying that one. That's exactly what I said. Everybody will be priced out at a different number. Yep. And Crypto Clay was just reiterating that. The money is irrelevant. Enjoy the process and the journey. Pizarro, yep. What's up, Crypto Crossroads Show? Did I just let me share bro's channel here. If you ever need to figure out how to get to Crypto Crossroads channel, just mosey down on my home tab and you'll see Underdog Research Channel, Shook Focus Digital, Maximus, the Mooniverse, Gentleman of Crypto, and others, Crypto Future here. You'll also see right here, Crypto Crossroads Show at 695 subscribers. And he just started the channel about 7 months ago. He's a member of my community, so I can definitely vouch that his research is stellar. Okay, definitely check out Lightlink, Tivera, Kita, and some stuff on Velo Labs. He's been doing a lot of stuff, and he has a lot of stuff in the reserves on Lightlink and Velo. So definitely check that out. Definitely check out his channel if you guys haven't already. Yeah, they'll hold it out as long as possible, and they can't hold it out for too long because we have the ISO stuff is going to go live for the whole world, so I can't see them holding it out too much longer than like 3 to 6 months after ISO is live for everybody. So ISO will be live for everybody November 12th or November 22nd of 2025. I can't see them holding it beyond 6 months of that time. So, by like July or by like July of 2026, I can't see them holding it longer than that. 600K, I'm chilling. We're so close, family. Ignore the FUD. The fundamentals for Zebec as well as XRP have never been better. 100%. Are you still going to be here in 2020 and 2030, or were you not patient? Yep, exactly. I'll still be here doing videos, of course, but it might be from the yacht or something, bro. Like we're gonna be chilling, man. Probably still have a place in Arizona though because I like the heat. What's up, Let's Square, New Jersey in the house. Rue on XZBet got listed in the independent of one of. Yes, that's right. They did just have. I'll have to break this down one day here. They did just have a big article in the independent. That's pretty huge for them. It's Chris Blackhurst. I think Chris Blackhurst did one of their spaces, so they are familiar with the guy. Let's see here. I don't know what they're doing over here. Yeah, let's go take a look at that article right quick. Crypto, or could your wages soon be paid in crypto? That just got a big step closer. And Rachel Reeves wants Britain to push ahead with stablecoins, and Donald Trump is personally invested in crypto, but the Bank of England wants to impose limits, as Chris Blackhurst explains. And Chris Blackhurst, I'm pretty sure he was he was a guy who stepped in for Ben White a couple times when Ben White, I guess, was out. So big article here for them to be in. The independent, I hear, is like huge in that area, in Britain and stuff like that. So pretty interesting here. Like more exposure for them, right? And they're really getting ready to have a lot of exposure with this, NBA and NHL thing. But of course, they're worldwide, so this gives them exposure in England. We'll see. I'll have to break down this article one day. Not today here, but yeah, I definitely have to break this article down. Flair, baby, love and Flair. I don't know why so many people are not talking about Meadows ecosystem. It is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. And, I think that they've been getting a lot of FUD too from people like Zach Rector, which is crazy to think about because he's talking positive about Zebec. He's talked positive about XRP. You would think that he would be able to see about, Metallicus, but, who knows, man? I have no idea. I have no idea why someone like that would not understand what Metallicus is. You know, you would think that would go right with what he would want with XRP and things like that. But you know, I have no idea. I have no idea. But I know shout out to Mr. Aqua and the guys over at Cyprex Crypto, Superior Crypto Trading. They talk about it. Shout out to Mr. Foresight. He talks about it. So there are a lot of creators talking about Metallicus and getting the word out there about him. You know, Max, I got Max talking about it a couple times. You know, so you know, we'll continue to get the word out there. We don't really need, and nor does Metallicus need those guys talking about them. We'll get the word out there. Flare will cause a supply shock on XRP. XRP will cause a supply shock on Flare. Hey, let them do it. Let them do it. I would love it. Flare is like a large rectangular piece that you put down and snap on your Legos to when you're building a giant Lego creation. It's like a crypto hub. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It is. It is. It's like it's. That's a good example, bro. It's like a connector Lego piece, bro. Like the yeah, 100%, 100%. The big large rectangle. Oh, crypto play, you got me on that one, bro. That's hilarious. It is exactly like that long rectangle Lego connector, bro. Connecting connecting both Doge, XRP, and Flare with DeFi. I think they also said they would do something with Litecoin. Over half of Flare in existence is already put to work on DeFi. Every asset requires 2.7 Flare in order to mint it. Every financial institution will be holding XRP will mint it on Flare. There we go. Supply shock coming. But hey, I would love that. Flame Forward put out an amazing video on YouTube this morning. They did an X Spaces and Hugo. Oh, Flare Forward. I'm sorry. Flare Forward put out an amazing video on YouTube this morning. They did an X Spaces and Hugo himself came on it, and it was straight fire. Hey, that's cool, man. That's cool to see Hugo out there in the community and coming onto a Flare Spaces of a community member. Man, that says a lot. Just like Simon with Zebec. He follows a lot of people in the community. He follows me. He follows Angelica Saldana. You know, he follows Blue Collar Crypto. You know, it definitely does seem like at least with Flare and Zebec, they care about the community. I know also you know, Marshall Hayner and Paul Gray of Metallicus, they'll like my posts. So these cryptos, at least those cryptos, they seem like they care about the community, right? So shout out to Metallicus, shout out to Flare, and shout out to Zebec. They really do seem like they care about the community out here. Skills to the Max X, WTW, Rue, Ghetto Born Black Seeds, Zebec to $1, 100%. What's up, Ghetto Born Black Seeds? Been a while. It's clearly up to you, Gerald. There's a lot of ways right now to put your XRP to work within the Flare network. Of course, you can put it on Metallicus for a little bit of gains there, but I think you can get more gains like coming out on all of these systems I just told you here, like Onyx. I have to check Onyx and see if you can use this in the US or not. But I know with the Doppler one for DCENT you can't, and with the other one from XLR you can't use that in the US either. So I think they might be doing that because they want people to use Uphold in the US to do what they need to do as far as you know, getting these passive income gains from XRP, but they need to hurry up and do it. They need to hurry up and get it done. So, like, we in the US can use it. I'd put more XRP on Uphold right now if they did it. So yeah, definitely check out Flare, guys. You know, I have Flare on Uphold and I'm getting some gain there, you know, but you can go on to Flare's ecosystem and maybe get more gain with it. I don't know. I haven't checked as far as Flare goes. I'm happy with where it is on Uphold. Um, but I'm going to be looking some more into Flare and their ecosystem to see what I can do with my XRP. What do you think is a realistic price for Flare? Like $1? Can we get more? Probably 10. Let me see. Let me see what their. I forget what their. I want to look at their tokenomics right quick. Because right now it's at 2 cents, but it's at 2 cents for a reason, because it's just generating income for people. It's more like an income generator. But yeah, it has the same supply as XRP. But they're okay. So when they finish this drop, though, they're supposed to be finished with the drop in, I believe, January 30th of 2026. And I'm not sure if that drop means that they would have dropped all their Flare or not. It'll all be circulating. But at that point in time, then I think we can see price rise. But would it be unrealistic to see like a $10 Flare? And a $10 Flare means like all you would have to have is 100,000 Flare, and at $10 you're a millionaire now. But how long would it take for us to see that? That's a good question. I don't know. This, as far as this year, I don't. You know, I don't think it goes like maybe 6 cents because of where it is right now. You can see it's climbing to get possibly past that 6 cents. The all-time high is like 0.0536. It might pass this before the end of the year, but I think next year really is its time, because once it's finished all those drops, and if we can see the total supply just out there circulating, maybe we get a lot of movement with that way. What's good, J Share 2.0? What up, though? I'm expecting 20 cent to 50 cent run on Flare. The sky's the limit. Does Zebec have staking yet? Yes, it does. Zebec does have staking. I can give you that site here. It's stakezebec.io. I'll give you the link in the chat here. I'll always hold 2 million Zebec long term, and that's what I have to say about a peace out. Let's go, Zebec Nation. What's up, Ruel? And what's up, Zebec Nation? Priced out, I mean. Okay, about priced out, yeah. So I price out, you mean won't buy whole coins? Be Bathway. I mean, yes, exactly. That you're priced out to the point where you cannot afford a whole coin, right? A lot of people might be priced out of Bitcoin at this point. Who's going to spend $100,000 for a whole Bitcoin? Like at this point, sure, there's some people who are like, you know, the Grant Cardones of the world, you know, the the billionaires, millionaires of the world might be willing to do that to earn yield, but the average person is priced out of owning one Bitcoin. Now, if we say, okay, for XRP, if it's at $2,000, like Jake Claver says, by the start of 2026, then the average person is priced out at that point. Most people do not have, I think it was something like a $500 emergency money. So let's see, even if you came up upon, most people, I'm saying, for the average American, $500 emergency is a hard problem. That was a stat I read somewhere like a year or so ago. So imagine $2,000 XRP. Now for most people, that you're priced out. You're priced out. So yes, it means like priced out of buying one coin. And a lot of people say quant. Quant, you could be priced out because I could see like quant's coming up in the world out here, guys. I could see people being priced out of quant very, very soon. Very soon. Where it just goes and quant's like a six-figure coin. Which reminds me, I need to go buy some more quant out here. Yo, Hitter, we got in early. We do not need to worry about being priced out. Yes, indeed. Thanks, Crypto Clay. Yeah, I'm glad you guys had a conversation about this. This is going to help other people understand what price out means. So, believe it or not, that conversation Clay and Jamaican Crypto had is probably going to be very helpful for people rewatching, right? So, thank you guys for that. Facts, super early, fam. Staking Zebec, that sounds good. What's up, Nizoni in the house? Nozoni says America 50 Rosie Rios is on the committee for Velo. Tell me that again, Nizoni. I got that kind of mixed up here. If you Google how to stake Zebec, it'll walk you through it. Okay, Rosie Rios is on, because Rosie Rios used to be, like, I think she was treasurer. She's on Ripple's. She's attached to Ripple somehow here, but she used to be U.S. Treasury. Even the crypto hater, Crypto Bellwether, did a video today comparing Zebec to XRP. He kept it real for once and sided with Zebec for better gains versus holding XRP. I did catch a little bit of that video, and I did see your comment in there, Hitter all day. Your comment was hilarious, by the way. But I always take what Bellwether says with a grain of salt, because he's been hating on XRP since 30 cents. So, and he's been saying some of the same things. So now that XRP is 11x or 10x, how are you still hating on it, bro? You being Bellwether. So, when it comes to XRP, I would take what Bellwether says with a grain of salt. Like, honestly, I would trust more what people like Maximus Crypto says, Smoke says, Token Nicer says, Jesse Apex Crypto Consulting. Those are the people I would trust more with XRP and what they say about XRP than Bellwether, because Bellwether has been hating XRP for a long time. Just, I'm not telling people how to think, but I'm just telling you, if you want to look at what Bellwether says, he's been hating XRP for a long time. So, just keep that in mind when you watch his videos. Okay, let's see here. March 22nd is the Zodiac New Year. Within 6 months, we could have gone full circle. You may not believe in zodiacs. etc. But these people do, and I definitely believe in the zodiac. Of course, like what do you call it? Not the like the because y'all gotta understand when you talk about the zodiac and astrology, it's not the stuff you get in the newspaper where it's like, okay, Aquarius, today might be a good day for you type of stuff. No. It's not that type of stuff. When you're talking about astrology, for real astrology, you're talking about stuff like Native Americans and people used to use for like harvesting and like, you do this on this moon phase and that moon phase. This is ancient. People have been using it for years. It's not the dumbed down stupid stuff that you see in like the horoscopes. It's not that. It's what people have been using for years for like harvest cycles, for, traveling, for everything. That is the true astrology, and not just dumbed down stuff that you see in newspapers now. So I just want to really make that distinction because when people hear astrology, the first thing they go to is horoscope, and that's not what we're talking about. Okay, so what's up, Stu Level? Stu, my main man, Mickle Mafia, baby. What's up, Stu? Where was y'all at 46 cents? Exactly, right? If I stake the back, does it restrict me from selling from a certain period of time? Yes, it does. If you stake this back, if we go back here, if you hold it down, if you pick the duration of 1 month, it's locked for 1 month. You pick the duration of 3 months, it's locked for 3 months, but you get a little extra rewards. If you pick the duration of 4 months, it's locked for 4 months, but you get extra rewards. So something to keep in mind and to think about there. Please turn up the speaker. My voice, is it not loud enough? Okay, let me turn it up. Okay, it should be up now. Let me know how that works for you. Yeah, my voice should be up, and let me point it more directly towards my mouth. And there, that should be louder now. Test Kansas. Test Kansas. Yes, for the maximum year, or you need to. Yep. 3 of the best are Zebec, Metal, and XPR. Oh yeah, can't forget about Ondo, the Beast, the 4 numbers. Those 4 will do numbers in due time. Best to hold them. Dawn, yes, will be locked for a period of time. Yes, indeed. Super moons in 2025 will occur October 7th, November 5th, and December 4th. Ooh. So literally the last 3 months of the year. Let's go. Let me take a picture of that. Love the way Arua Black showed Metal, crazy love, salute, no problem. Thanks. The $1 million question is, does utility have enough juice to pump prices if whales and big institutions try and dump? Hope that makes sense. Now, I think, and I have this conversation in the Patreon, I do think at certain points, money will come out and they will go towards certain things. But I think that's what we're seeing with XRP right now. It's coming out and it's going towards certain things. But after this is done, after this little pullback is done, I think we get nothing but pull up from here, So, I think that's the truth. And I think the key to that is the ETFs. Once we see all these crypto ETFs, we might see a pullback at first once these ETFs come to the market. But once they get settled into the market, we see blast offs, we see fireworks, especially when it comes to these ISO cryptos, especially when it comes to payment cryptos. And they made really, really good points in that. Okay, we can have a bear market with our crypto because everybody still needs to get paid. Everybody still needs to work their payment. And the way that it's heading with the whole gig economy thing, like in a certain sense, if you're a white collar worker like I am, like a STEM worker, you may choose to just work remotely for the rest of your life if you can find that, right? You may not choose to stay in one place and get, like, for example, if you were in, say, like a developed country, like certain parts of the Philippines, right? In a really like the nicest Filipino hotel or apartment complex, it's gonna cost you a fraction of the cost it would cost you here in like Scottsdale or in Arizona or some place that's really a posh American place. So in a sense, it would be better for you to work remotely in a place where your American dollar goes longer. So I think this is where we're headed, where a lot of white collar workers are going to be working remotely in a place that's best for them, and everybody else is just going to be like, well, they'll be using their phones as their wallet, and you know, I think that's where we're headed. Nobody's going to dump after we have regulation, ETFs, and adoption. See, you're thinking right there with me, Crypto Clay, with the ETFs and whatnot. Is 5 million Zebec and 1 million XPR enough for this bull one? Crypto bullish? It depends to what is the number you're trying to hit. That's the thing that I always tell people with that. They always ask me if it's enough. How do I know what is enough for you? Right? So say for me, enough means $3.5 million. Well, what do I need to do to get to $3.5 million? I have to determine what it will take for me to get to $3.5 million. What is enough for you? Baby club market in the future. Baby club market in this future. Dreamer businesses with new tech buy in bulk and determine what they need. Imagine all businesses are like fat kids in the sweet shop. Sorry about that. Buy it all up and determine what sweetie you like. Yes, indeed. This bull cycle is testing patience that everybody stay strong and hodl. What's up, View GeoJob? Yes, it is. It's testing the patience of so many people. And so many people feel like, oh man, like, you said that Trump was supposed to do this and supposed to do that. And they don't look at, okay, well, the market was up. It's 10x. A lot of things are up 10x. So they're not looking at that part. They're just looking at how their feelings are right now. And again, we haven't even reached the kind of altcoin season that most people thought we were going to have. So if we reach that season where things go up 30x, how much could that change people's lives, right? I don't know. It's just like, what's 30x 1,000, right? Like you got 30K in your hand now. So, like, how much could that make a difference, right? You have to decide for yourself how much, well, if you got 100,000 and you 30x that, well, now you're in the millions, right? So you just have to decide for yourself how much you can reach and where you want to get with that. BlackRock and Swift will use multiple blockchains, 100%. They will throw money at the wall until they find out which one bounces back the best. In terms of Singapore, in terms of taxes, Singapore, Thailand, Dubai, Isle of Man have zero capital gains tax. For the Western countries to maintain strength, it will have to be between 0 to 10% tax. And see, that's what I'm thinking. Donald Trump said that he would do that for American cryptocurrencies. You gotta believe he's gonna do that because when you look at all the big people who are holding cryptocurrency, it's most of the big corporations. The people who own and govern Hedera, right? Like the Googles and the Microsofts and all of that of the world. These are the people who are holding large amounts of crypto. So once they implement this tax, this zero capital gains tax, the people who are going to benefit the most are the corporations. And that's just status quo for what happens normally, right? Just so happens us crazy crypto folks will also benefit. But we will be a smidgen, a small little part of the people who benefit, while the majority of the people who are going to benefit will be the corporations. There's no other protocol out there doing anything that is even close to what Flare is doing. Let's go. Every one of them are out there trying to copy Flare's vault. Flare, you always control your assets no matter what. Nice. And if you looked into long-term capital gains, 1 year ownership lowers tax. Yes, indeed. Pissarro hitting us with some tax hints right there, which we need to get into on the show more here. Generation Brand X. Apply context to the price. I'll question. If one believes XRP will appreciate to $500 to 1K, then a $15 or even $50 is a buy of a lifetime. Imagine those who grabbed ETH at $100. That's true. That's true, Generation Brand X. If you really do think, and I do think XRP will get to $2,000 a day, $2,000 a coin. If you buy XRP at $100, yes, that would be still a great deal because, well, at $100, you still got a 20x in it for it to get to 2,000. But I'm talking like in the whole active right now thing. If you do think that XRP is going to get to $2,000, then why wouldn't you buy here under $3? That's the major point of what I'm saying. If you do think that XRP is going to get to $1,000, why wouldn't you buy right now at under $3? Why would you wait till 15? That's the biggest point that I'm saying. Yeah, sure. You can wait till 15 and then get priced out, or severely have more than what you could have had. And that was my point of showing you guys here. Let me see, where is it at here? We showed you we showed you the price of GDLC stock, which was over the counter stock, but it was over counter stock, but it has been around since Gary Gensler and everybody were doing what they were doing over cryptocurrency. So if you were one of the people that were going to be like, oh, I'm just going to wait until the laws are figured out for crypto, then you already missed out, right? This is the main point I'm trying to make for people. If we share this here. So it's not. So if you were sitting here in 2022 and you're like, oh, well, crypto, the laws aren't figured out about crypto, it's funny money, only Bitcoin is the only thing that I'm going to invest in, all of this. I'm not going to invest in this fund that has all 5 of these coins in it because that's just a waste. I only want Bitcoin. You missed out. You missed out on a 13x, because you're so into the laws getting situated and all of this other noise that you didn't go and look and see what was right in front of you. That's kind of my point with this. That you're gonna wait. That people are gonna not you personally, but people are gonna wait around. They're gonna like get impatient and they're gonna miss out. So, you know, just give them one more warning. You can all do whatever works for you, but for me, I already like I've done the research. We've done the research on the channel. We got the Patreon. I'm very confident in what I'm holding. So if it takes this extra little 3 to 6 months, I'm fine with it. Hugo himself said just that the other companies out there simply TradFi unlicensed. They're an effing joke. Flare rules. Did you guys see the interview with Christian Thompson in Korea on CoinDesk? He spoke about NBA buddies asking him about crypto and blockchain. Yes, I did see that. Shout out to Mr. Foresight. I think he reposted that. Yeah, he said people are out here asking about XRP. Like NBA people are out here asking about XRP, which is good, But again, like I don't think we necessarily even need the NBA people. It's all about the institutions, but it is also good for it to get into popularity like that. But yeah, I think the majority of what we need is institutions. Like we don't even care if NBA players are talking about it, but it does help. It definitely does help. Because Hugo's doing it right. He explained it. You can't compare 100 billion XRP to tokenomics of 21 million Bitcoin. You're losing credibility. I'm sorry to laugh there, but I don't feel like I'm losing credibility there at all. You really have to know what XRP is and what who's behind XRP. If you know who's behind XRP, you know all the things that are connected to XRP. There's no loss of credibility had there at all. If you realize how all these different companies, just like I just showed you, are putting this in ETFs, just like they're doing with Bitcoin, it's very obvious and clear that XRP is heading to a point where it's going to be very valuable. How long that takes, I can't tell you, but you know, it's definitely heading to a point where it's going to be very valuable. And I don't feel like I'm losing any credibility there at all. I would just say to you, actually, you should probably do more research on XRP if that's what you think. But yeah, that's and that's not even a feeling. That's just because I'm very confident in the research that I've done on XRP, that I can really say that, and it's almost laughable to see a comment like that. Yeah, you're reading my mind here, Crypto Clay. Supply shock. If tokens are locked up in wallets for 100 years and unused, then whatever is available creates the price. And then at the same time, you have to realize that XRP is deflationary. Let's bring up Smoke. He has some comments on that. So that's one thing to really that you must really keep in mind. And if it's going to have as much use as people expect for XRP to have, you know, it can start really adding up. Like, you know, I don't mind Bitcoin maxis coming on here talking about stuff, but you really have to be researched on XRP before you make comments like that. I don't like laughing at people, I really don't. But like when you come on here and you're like attackish like that, and you make comments like that as if I haven't done any research, it's just, it's a little It's a little off-putting. It's a little off-putting. Okay, I think Smoke has an actual thing on here. I'm not sure what he says here, but let's see.
Many of you out there do not realize that XRP, the cryptocurrency, is deflationary. There were originally 100 billion tokens created. There are now less because every time a transaction takes place on top of the XRP ledger, a little bit of XRP is burnt forever. Now, Smoke has been getting some fire out there. Smoke has attended congressional meetings, has been in some crypto meetings. I don't know who Smoke is, but they've been getting some complete fire out there. Articles. This article here is from Wisdom Tree. And right here it states that Bitcoin should reach its max supply of 21 million units in approximately 2140, the year 2140, because Bitcoin is mined. And XRP should reach its max supply in just the next few years. All of the XRP is going to be scooped up. All of the XRP is going to be used for liquidity. All of the banks are going to be fighting for XRP. All the financial institutions are going to be fighting for XRP. All the businesses, all the individuals, you, me, and everybody around the world is going to be fighting for XRP. And then the next few years, who is going to have all the XRP, people? If it's used for liquidity, if it's used for tokenization, if it's used for moving value, quadrillions or trillions of dollars around the world in seconds, who's going to have the majority of the XRP? This is the Wisdom Tree document. Look, let me zoom in on it. Wisdom Tree. For investors, both Bitcoin and XRP are scarce cryptocurrencies with different issuance schedules. Bitcoin should reach its max supply of 21 million units in 2140, and XRP should reach its max supply in the next few years. Afterwards, the number of XRP units will only shrink due to the burning of transaction fees. As long as XRP demand grows or even remains the same, XRP scarcity should be positive for XRP price.
So yeah, that's wish I could find a document that the Smoke references that in here. I think this may be it. There are a couple different ones where he says it. So there's just a couple. So I mean, that says it right there for you guys, really. 100 billion is like a fart in the wind when you are dealing with currency, my friend. Yep. Yeah, so yeah, clearly, bro, I don't think you're researched enough on XRP if that's what you're saying, and you're coming in here with losing credibility type of stuff, the whole shame blame type of deal going on here. That's not a way to win a lot of friends over here, I tell you what. The world is in debt 350 trillion to a half a quadrillion. The crypto market will become a way of lower global debt unless the IMF writes off all the debt since World War II. And see, and then people keep talking about the escrow and all of that. They buy back most of the escrow and all of that. I don't think that that's a problem. I don't think that that's a problem. It really isn't, especially when you start talking about all these institutions and things using the XRP. We're using it now. People are using the XRP now. So imagine everyone using XRP and a little bit of it gets burned, a little bit of it gets burned. That's what the guy was basically saying in a video previous. Everyone using it and the increase of its use is going to make it more and more and more and more and more deflationary. This is something we don't have with the American dollar. Also something we don't have with Bitcoin. And if you're thinking, if we're thinking like we're thinking, and we know this, that XRP has all these banks that are using it, then it's going to get constant use daily, to the point of, how do we even quantify the little bits that are going to get used every day with it having all of these transactions going through it? You can't even quantify it truly, right? To a point where, again, that's why it's kind of like they have a two-pronged kind of way to make XRP valuable, in that they can raise the price or they can increase the usage of it and have it just deflate more. So they have that, and that's kind of why they have the escrow in place there, is so they can really be cognizant and control the price. By having the escrow, they're kind of controlling how much of it they can. To be honest, when you think about it, they're controlling how much of it is spent at a time. So they would have to have the escrow so they can control how much of it is being spent at a time. So they could choose to either raise the price or increase the usage of it. Either way, that's going to increase the price, right? You see what I'm saying? So they either increase the usage of it, which will deflate more of it, or they in some way allow the price to be boosted. Either way works. Yeah, you came in here kind of accusing Corey, bro. Like, oh, you need to do more research, when you don't understand that XRP is deflationary, and you came in here guns blazing and not expecting to get blazed black. I don't know what you. I don't know how you expected that conversation to go, brother. Big Thumb and Zebec, that ended just like that. Oh yeah, wasn't Big Thumb one of the ones that was like, oh, you can't, they banned it or whatever. They took it off their platform. What's up, Yazi Yair Bay? Appreciate you. Bay in the house. Appreciate it. Stu Low Level. Crypto Bullish. Please research fast before opening your mouth. Hope it helps you. So folks realize. Yeah, that's and thanks Chris Culp for becoming a new member here. Appreciate you. What's up, Mike L? Jamaican Crypto, he was asking questions. No big deal. No big deal. Ripple owns 41.4 billion XRP. Sounds like everyone here isn't focused on the facts, just married to XRP. Well, no, again, just like we were kind of talking about there, I think that's more of a control mechanism than anything. By having the escrow, they can control how much of it is getting used at a time. So imagine we get to a point where XRP is used for everything. Maybe they don't want it to. Maybe they would like to, at that point, slow down the usage. So maybe they would do something like increase the price. I hadn't thought about this, but since we started talking about it, it makes a whole total lot of sense. So if you can escrow a certain amount of the supply, now you can ensure that the usage won't kick up to the point where it just, you deplete the whole supply. So the escrow allows them to keep hold on the deflationary part of the supply. That's the point, that, to me, right? But then if they kick up the price, right? Because we know there are bots out there doing certain things, right? If they kick up the price and they finally allow the price to be what the price needs to be, then okay, then you kind of slow down the deflationary part of it. So that's what it seems like to me. But honestly, it seems the other way around when people are talking about, when they come and they talk about XRP, it seems like they're either like maxis of Bitcoin or they're maxis of something else. Like, people, like, you really need to research the people behind XRP and how long XRP has already been out here, like, doing what they're doing. Like, let me see, like, I'm so glad that Mizuho always keeps this document up and they don't get rid of it. So just this document right here goes back to July 2016. SBI, and if you look up SBI and SBI Ripple Asia, and the people who are behind SBI, okay, and you realize just from this statement right here, as the only provider of enterprise blockchain solutions, Ripple's growing global network includes 12 of the top 50 global banks, 10 banks in commercial deal phases, and over 30 bank pilots completed, among many others also using Ripple solutions. Like, they've been and this is them using in collaboration with R3's consortium. And we know R3 Corda works with XDC, and we know XDC and Ripple were at the White House. Like, it's all the pieces going together. It's all the pieces going together. Now, if you're just a guy who's saying, I'm a Bitcoin maxi and Bitcoin, everything else is a shit coin, and, Bitcoin is it, like, okay, like, go ahead. But it's very clear to me that it's going to be Bitcoin, Ethereum. It's going to be all of those. And it's not just going to be Bitcoin. It's so clear. And documents like this prove it to me, right? That's why I really love Smoke's stuff, because he'll go out and he'll point out the documentation, right? Bitcoin, XRP, XDC, Flare, things like this. All of this is going to have to be needed together. And then you throw in things like Zebec, where you get the micro payments and all of that. All this stuff is necessary. Every bit of it is necessary. Now, I would say to you guys, don't like, I don't know what your hang up is with XRP, but clearly you guys are not seeing how XRP has had and has always had all this bank support. And to me, it's almost foolish to think that something that has tons of bank support would not be used. The banks run everything already. Why would you think something that has bank support is not going to be used? I don't understand. Someone help me understand that. But see, and then we already know too, and we've gone over this whole market cap thing. Market cap is not 100% of what a coin is, and you can know this with meme coins, right? It can get to a certain market cap, and then, like, say a meme coin can get to like 1 million market cap. Then people go and drain it of like 60K, 30, like 70K, and then it's done. Market cap has a multiplier on it. It's not like 100% of whatever's in there is the market cap of the coin. It has a multiplier on it. But now say this thing needs to be used for all the money flow around the world. That's how it gets to $2,000. Because it will have a certain multiplier all the time. because it's always the flow of money around the world. Like the equivalent of this would be like, imagine the US dollar had a cap on it and it wasn't just an infinite money printer and everybody used the US dollar like they do now. But you couldn't, you know what I mean? You had to cap it. Like you couldn't just print it, and print it and print it. You would just have to raise the value of it. That's what XRP is. If you can really think of it that way. It's an asset that's like a gold, but it's so effective in its speed and its agileness, right? It can be used as a real world asset token, just like a Bitcoin or something like that. So again, it's like kind of Bitcoin 2.0 in that it's very, very flexible. It's really, really fast. I swear I just sent some XRP to Flare's network and I received the XRP before Coinbase could even notify me that the XRP had been sent. It's crazy, bro. Like it's clearly like it's clearly the superior technology, but on the same hand, they can have a lot more control over XRP than they can have over Bitcoin. So they're going to go with the thing that is also superior technology and something that they can have more control over, which is XRP. And it's the banks deciding what's going to be used anyway. So, like, what are we even talking about? What are we talking about? The banks decide. Like, I don't understand, y'all. Please help me. Get what y'all saying, because I don't get it. We already know that they've empowered Bitcoin. We have people like Sailor, people like BlackRock holding on to it. That's a given. We already see that they're trying to empower XRP. There is getting ETFs and all of that. That's a given. But we already know they were working with Bank of America. They were working with these Japanese banks as late as 2016. Like it's already pretty much is already in place. All they have to do is like make it the legal part of it in place. It's I really don't understand what other people are missing about this. I really don't. Okay, I'm checking the comments here. So the fact that Ripple holds that, again, and we kind of just broke it down here, is so they can have a little bit more control over the supply. And I really don't think that that's a bad thing at this point. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's before, since they have that deflationary trigger in the code, I think that's why they have the whole escrow, so that they can ensure that there's not a point in which people just spend it, deflate it to a point where it's not effective for them. That's really why I think they have that. Yeah, Flare's on my radar. And that's cool. You do perpetual futures on XRP. That's cool, man. That's cool. Um, oh man, there's a whole out war in the chat here. But I think, guys, there's all this negativity around XRP where it's like this document I'm just showing you right now, and then all the investors in XRP. It's like, how are we thinking this is not something that's going to succeed? I just don't understand. I really don't understand. And you look at certain people that are behind XRP, right? Let me see here. Let me see if I can find it. You used to be able to find it, and I used to have it saved on a computer somewhere. I don't know if it's I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it. Yeah, I'll have to find it one day and see if I can I have to see if I find it one day, but there's definitely a big family into XRP, and you know, that's known. It's known. It's known information that this huge family is into XRP. And if you know that this huge family is into XRP, then you know it's going to succeed. What's the advantage of? Well, you can still buy a fraction of a coin, right? But the point is that you can get priced out of what you could have had. Just like, case in point, like I just showed you with the 13x that could have been had from crypto there. Like how many people heard about Bitcoin in 2016? I know I was one of the people. I heard about it in 2016, but you know, and I'm in a space where I probably could have mined Bitcoin, but everybody was, you know, the experts were saying, oh, you know, this is just funny money. Who will ever use this? Why would you, you know what I mean? And I was listening to experts instead of, okay, why not take the however many hours it's going to take to go mine this thing? Because who knows? Right? But I let experts, instead of doing my own research, right? I let experts and what experts had to say stop me from investing. And I guess this is more of a show for the people who are like, well, price isn't moving right now. You know, I know you're giving me all these articles to say this and say that, but where's the price movement? And for those people, I say, well, just you wait 6 months. Just you wait 6 months. Okay? And I've already shown you here where you know, as soon as Donald Trump came into office, we got a 10x. And that 10x is pretty much held, right? And we know since then he's did the Genius Act. You can do DeFi lending, which you couldn't do before. You know, we got all these crypto ETFs on the stock market. We have people like, you can do crypto and retirement funds now. There's all of this groundwork. There's all of these legal things that are changing. And it's like nobody sees it but us. And all people care about is price. Well, like, okay, well, in 6 months, if you still being the person that's complaining, well, the price isn't moving, and then the price moves. Well, I can't help you. I told you 6 months ago that what was about to happen. Because the price wasn't moving right for you, you decided to hop out. So for me, this is just a final little warning. Okay, when you're priced out, don't come over here looking like it's this price now. Well, I told you 6 months ago, and you were like, price didn't move. All this talking and what? So I don't know. It's and of course I'm not telling people what to do. I'm just sharing what I'm doing with my portfolio, right? So it's up to you guys, and I can understand how people might feel about XRP, but if you do the research about who's in it, all the different banks that have been connected to it since 2016, it just makes sense that it's going to be something really nice out here. And I don't know why people would think otherwise. The fact that they hold so much of it, I think, is more for them to maintain control on it more than, oh, they're trying to scam you out of the dollar, which isn't worth anything. You know what I mean? It's more of that than anything else. Because what? Who's holding a dollar right now? All the dollar doing is inflating. And of course, yeah, Bitcoin's great, but Bitcoin is great. Pause. But there are other things out there that have a better use case and that they can have better control over, i.e. XRP, i.e. XLM, and other things. Metallicus and how Metallicus is connecting all these credit unions up to, streaming payments, their own stable coin. It's happening. It's happening. And it's happening right now. And people have no idea about it. Now, here's the thing here with the bear market, right? Smoke and others have talked about, okay, we're not there. The whole 3-year cycle, the whole 4-year cycle thing is done. I tend to agree with that. I've shown you guys on here how they've said here there might be 100 crypto ETFs in the next 12 months. I think that's going to drive price forward. Okay, that's just going to drive price forward on a lot of these cryptocurrencies. And again, if you think about some of the things like what Stronghold's doing, how they're going to be building these like almost like their own ETFs, like game over, guys. Game over. Like a lot of these cryptos are going to hit the next level, especially the payment cryptos. And for your cycle. The institutional conversation around crypto at the moment, the end of the 4-year cycle. December 22nd, 2024, institutions are reshaping the crypto market narrative, moving away from the traditional 4-year cycle. This cycle, driven by Bitcoin halvings and retail speculation, no longer defines the broader market, as institutions focus on macro trends, regulatory shifts, and real-world adoption. While retail investors wait for familiar patterns, institutions are driving new strategies around stablecoins, tokenized assets, and blockchain infrastructure. Sticking to outdated narratives risk leaves you behind, chasing trends that no longer align with the market's future. Falling behind means missing out on key opportunities, misallocating capital, and being unprepared for the market's next evolution. To stay ahead, focus on understanding the institutional perspective, which prioritizes long-term value and adoption over short-term cycles. Adapt now or risk being left out of the evolving conversation and watching others seize opportunities you overlooked. So this is really it, right? Prioritizing long-term value and adoption. this is where we're headed. Okay, like pretty much we're here, right? In which we are going to have these unbanked with these kind of like Obama phones, right? Where their phone is their wallet. Their phone is their wallet. Like in places like Scottsdale here in Arizona, people's phone is their wallet. They don't even use cards anymore. They just use the Apple Pay or whatever card they have attached to their Apple Pay, whatever bank card they have attached to their Apple Pay, and that's how they pay for things. That's why Zebec, great move with Zebec doing the whole World Mobile Token Zebec network. Okay, this is where we headed. This long term growth. Did you see that I was reading from Smoke? Probably not. Let me bring that back over here. Okay. So yeah, so basically where it's like the end of the 4-year cycle here. That's what I was just reading that you guys didn't see. I'll put it up there in case you want to read it yourself while I'm talking. But yeah, we're at the point where this is over. 4-year cycle's over, in my opinion. Well, see, I don't feel like anyone's marrying to XRP. I just feel so many people have these negative connotations with XRP. And I think it's really good of the propaganda train that has spread these negative expectations and things about XRP. They've done such a good job. But of course, that's to get you out of the XRP. That's why it's so weird when I see people like Crypto Bellwether, right? He's on here talking about, and he has all this XRP hate. I love ZBCN. I love XRP. Why can't you own them both? Why are there always people telling you to sell your XRP to buy ZBCN? I don't. It doesn't really sit well with me. Why are you telling me to do this? Why would you tell me to do that? I like both. In fact, they say that they're both partnered. They say that they have a relationship with XRP. And I've shown you that they have a relationship with XRP. So why are influencers, right? Because Zebec is not doing this. This is influencers. Why are influencers saying sell your XRP to do this? No, I'm not doing that. I'm going to own both of them. I like both of them. And I'm really tired of people saying this. It's taking away from I don't get that. I just don't get it. But yeah, people, make your own choices out here. Definitely make your own choices. But I'm holding on to my XRP for sure, and I'm holding on to my Zebec. And all the different hype chains about XRP being this scam, like I don't understand why people don't see through that. I don't get it. Yeah. But yeah, yeah, I don't get it, guys. But yeah, everybody's welcome here. Everybody, no big deal. You don't have that like XRP to be, in the chat or whatever. But this all started with somebody saying you should losing respect for you or something like that. Like let's not have any shaming and blaming comments out here. Let's be respectful for sure. Not mad. Okay, what's up, Esco215? Creative Control reposted this stream. Appreciate it, brother. Tokenizer knows his stuff. He really thinks Red Belly Network might be ISO. Have you checked it out? I have not checked that out just yet. I did see that people were talking about Red Belly Network. And it's the type of thing where it's like, I feel like my money is already stretched enough in the cryptos that I'm already in. And like I start looking at these things like, shout out to you, Crypto Crossroads Show, like things like Kita and things like that. And I'm like, okay, well, I want to kind of put some money there, but you know what I mean? I already have things that I'm really confident on. So it's hard to stretch it beyond too many things, but you know, I'm definitely gonna have to look into that and see if we can talk about that on the show. Because it'd be good to have you on to talk about that. Because I have heard that they are ISO. I have heard that. Price needed minimum $1,000. Very nice to see. What's up, Gerald Draper? We're holding more metal XPR loan as well as ZBCN. Can be cheap. Ripple has a stable coin that they can use for those transfers. A sleeper in ISO company in Santiago, Chile, working on electronic digital signatures, notary validation. I believe a service to help other institutions to assist them in ISO compliance. BST. What's up, Phantom Beat? Imagine all the discussions about if XRP is meant to do. Imagine it's Zebec, not XRP. Interesting. I do think that Zebec is gonna make things easier as far as micropayments. Shout out to Mr. Spader 007 for sending me some information about that. That was pretty eye-opening as far as like when it comes to sports betting and things like that. Zebec is actually, yeah, they're definitely made for the micro payments. And this is something probably Ripple did not want itself to handle. Because think about that. Think about if you had XRP used for all these micro payments, then it's really going to deflate the currency very, 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 very quickly. So this is exactly why you need different coins for different use cases, because Ripple can't do it all, especially with that deflationary feature in play. It cannot do it all. Think about how many people we have in the world, and think about them using it like every day and daily like they would $1. You can't have that, especially with a deflationary feature built into the coin. So you have to have other coins for other uses. You just simply have to. So yeah, and Zebec is going to be that coin when it comes to payroll, things like that. And I'm sure like they have all these metrics on, you know, how much things are used daily for what reason, you know. True Zebec might be the one. Apparently Linea, no, that whole Linea thing, they proved that to be like a mistake. That whole Linea thing, it was fake news. Of course, that doesn't mean like when I hear things like that, right, where they prove it to be fake news, it's like, okay, well, maybe I should look into Linea now, because now they're saying it's fake news. But of course we know XRP was supposed to do what XRP is supposed to do, but I have been hearing of Linea before, and that Linea was going to have a place, you know what I mean, a place in doing something. But again, it's like, okay, if you looked at all the coins that we've talked about, right, and you can only spread yourself so far, right? Like, again, we just of the coins we just talked about, XPR, Zebec, XRP, XDC. Like you're already like 5 or 6 coins deep right there. So at a certain point you just have to pick. You have to pick and choose, like maybe 10 or 12 or 15, and that's it. Like like you can't get too much wider than that, right? The reason I say Ondo's website has changed XRP Ledger to chain and Zebec to liquidity. Oh, really? Ooh, let me go check that out. Let's go look at that. Because I know at one point they were both listed as liquidity. So Ripple is listed as liquidity. XRP Ledger is chain. And Zebec Network is liquidity. Okay. It's interesting. It's interesting to see the things that they list as what. Like, is XLR on this? I would say XLR would be liquidity too. Bridges. Okay. Okay. XLR is a bridges. Okay. Okay. I would think, you know what? It is bridging XRP or Ripple, which is liquidity. Okay. This whole page is just should be studied. This whole page should be studied. They say it's old tech, but do you know how long it takes tech to like get really figured out? That's why it's like when they bring up this new like these new type of things like Plume, I want to look into Plume. But more than likely it probably has some of that tech behind it. And when you think about it, XRP Ledger's tech is supposed to be used for something like Swift. You know how long it takes to validate and verify some of that tech? I truly don't think that there's something like, okay, well, we've done all this testing with banks and all of this stuff on XRP. Now let's do Linea now. No, there are agreements, there are things in place, or like it wouldn't make too much sense. Now, maybe Linea might be used for something, but XRP already has these agreements with all of these banks in place. They're not pivoting at this point. Yeah, so yeah, I think Linea is a scaling solution for ETH. It's not, what I mean, it's not trying to be anything other than like it's not, like they've already built in all of these things for XRP with the flare and XPR and all of this stuff. That stuff, that's not going away. Oh yeah, definitely don't forget about XCN. But like I just talked about XCN and I showed here how they're doing some passive income on XRP. So XCN is definitely has its place out here. That's why I also see people making videos talking about like it kills me how all of these influencers are making videos. I saw influencers today say XRP and XCN holders are moving to this other crypto. So all the time, these random influencers are trying to get you to sell your XRP. Why? Why are they doing that? I mean, that's what I would have to, you know what I mean? I'm always the person I'm going to try to look at both sides of the story, right? And if I keep seeing certain things too much, it's like, okay, you keep telling me to sell my XRP, you keep telling me to do it, you keep telling me to do it. No, I think I should hold on to it because there are too many of you telling me to sell it. There are too many of you. It's like, okay, and based off of all the things I know about it, you know, of course that requires you also to do research, right? To say, okay, well then what is behind XRP? Why are so many people trying to get out of my hands? Right? So that's just me personally. And Doge, if you look into it, is not just a meme. It's going beyond meme to me. And then there's a term like a Doge, and we thought it was just a dog type of thing, right? A Doge was a Venetian official who was the chief money man. He was the chief like leader money dude. The Doge was the chief magistrate and leader of the Republic of Venice, serving as a symbol of the state's authority. The position was largely ceremonial, whatever. I don't know about it. The position was largely ceremonial type of thing. A Doge was a very high leader, and as far as I've seen in other places, I can't pull them up right now. The Doge was like the money man. Like he controlled the money. He was like the treasurer type of deal. So, and we know about Venetian, Venetian. If you guys have done any study into Venice, Venetian, Phoenician, and who these people were to money, then you should know that if they're relating something to a Doge and it's a Venetian something, that means something. that means something. So that's why Doge to me is definitely gonna have its place. So anybody continuing to think about Doge as a meme coin, when we already got a Dogecoin ETF. You just keep going ahead, keep thinking of it as a meme coin then. while people are hoarding it and putting it away and saving it, and keep thinking of it as a meme coin, guys, if that's what you want to do. But I'm telling you, it's more than that. So here's the ETF where they're holding spot Doge, and it's live now. DOJE, live now. And there's another company who they went in kind of the tank because people think of Doge as a meme coin, but they went and they put Doge into their treasury and they tanked their stock. But again, I think that's going to end up being good for them because again, they're not creating these ETFs to hold on to spot Doge for nothing. They're not doing that. So, and there's already, so they're not doing that for no reason. What's up, Charmizzle? What's up, Kevin B? Even grabbing and staking Flare on Uphold. Me too. Damn, XRP is old technology, kind of hard to believe. But again, if people are making that argument, Bitcoin is old technology. So why do you believe in Bitcoin then? And XRP is newer technology than Bitcoin. So you know what I'm saying? So okay. Yeah, the patents go back to the 80s. And some say that Ripple was older than Bitcoin, but for whatever reason they put Bitcoin out there first and then did XRP. So I don't know. Who knows, right? Thank you for the subscription. I'm not sure how to say that name. S from Juo. Thank you so much for the subscription. Really appreciate it. Metal XRP yield stinks. They charge $5 to borrow, but only pays less than. Yeah, it does. That does stink. But for a while, it was the only place that offered it in America, and now people are blowing them out of the water on it. So, but still, they still have 22 million in there. Damn. Then Zebec will hunt XRP down. What's up, JB? Can we get to $1 in the next 6 months for Zebec? Who knows, man? Depending on how big this betting thing is, I don't know, man. Like, definitely 10 cents. Definitely 10 cents. But if this betting thing is very, very huge and it gets to be very, very huge, because right now they're trying it out on 6 teams. What if it goes league wide? Man. It'll only continue like that as long as the coin is low. So within the next 6 months, if we expect the price to get to 10 cents, and we do 10 to 5 cents, then it's not, it won't be that high coming up pretty soon here. Got to take advantage of it while you can. YouTube Premium Orim. I think I'm gonna hold till January. If nothing happens, I'm selling my bag. That's up to you, man, or lady, or it's up to you, person. In 3 months, you'll be able to pick up every crypto at pre-election prices. Tops have been in for weeks. I'm not so sure about that. If we look at the weekly chart on these, like an XRP, and we go look at the stochastic RSI, looks like to me it's ready to pop out, especially on Zebec. Like, we're down to half here, and we're way down right there. Zebec looks like it's ready to hit that next 10x. Stronghold 2, like it's ready to hit the next 10x. There's a whole bunch on the week chart that are ready to hit their next hotspot. And you can see last time it hit it was in March, and it went, bananas for a good how long? March to July. So a good 4 months. August. March to August. So the end of March. So basically say April to August. So 4 months, about 4 months. Which would be all these super moons, right? So basically 10, 11, 12 January. So supply shock equals cold wallet, staking government reserves, stock exchange, funds lock up. They hate us because they hate us. Right, bro. 100%, bro. You got me thinking, oh man, you got me thinking this straight up, this James Franco meme, right? Let me pop it up. The one where he's like, Oh, shout out to Coach Greg Adams on this one too, bro. He loves this one, man. Like, wait, I didn't do my research. What? Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Crazy. That's the feeling right now, though. That's the feeling out here right now. Let's see. Hold the line. Oh yes, Crypto Bellwether. He surely loses fans off XRP. Yeah, and he hates Quant too. That's crazy. He's just contrarian. It seems. It seems like all the big like, and he claims that he's a banker, an ex-banker or whatever. But why do you hate all the bank coins if that's the truth? If you're an ex-banker, or are you trying to? I don't know, man. Everything I say is alleged. Everything I say is alleged. I don't know. I just don't get it, bro. But you know, to each his own. I don't know. Zebec went to $70 a token, 1 million purchase, 17 million minus tax. Yep. Oh, nice one. The haters. Yep. Pizarro F. Zebec hit $17. I'm flying Ruel to Australia to do the show on the beach. I would take that. I would take that too, DM. I would take that too, man. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. That'd be real awesome out here. Let's see here. Oh, thanks for the info. Let's watch. Pizarro says that I mean it's 17. He's deleting all the socials and going private. 100%. Digital Nomad Investor, what is up, brother? Appreciate you coming through. Okay, yeah, he has a probability model here. Low range would be 2025, by the way. Low range, 10 to 25 cents. Okay. If only payroll growth and compliance push, moderate 25 to 50 cents. Okay. That's like a 50% chance. Payroll plus enterprise adoption, ISO, exchange listings, MBA partnership, high range 50 cents to $1. Okay, that's a 30% chance. Man, if it gets to $1, 2025, I'm telling you, boy, it's gonna be a very nice time in Arizona. I tell you what. Everything fires, uphold rails, ISO, MBA listings, point of sale, burns, and institutional adoption. Sorry about the formatting. It's a chat room thing. No worries. So yeah. If everything fires 50 cents to $1, that would be crazy. But yeah, that would be everything. The whole hold rails with the payroll, the ISO, the MBA, the listings, the point of sales, the burns, and the institutional adoption. Let's go ahead and talk about Science Card there, it being used by universities and university students. Like, it has the potential here. That's what I'm saying. Like, when you think about things like staking and you have a certain percentage of it you're never touching, imagine that. Just so in 4 months you just take it, and okay, if it hits $1, then you got $1 million right there, plus whatever you staked, right? That's crazy. That's crazy to think about. But yeah, like just the fact that it has all of this going for it, it's like easy should get to $1 at some point. But everything has to fire, right? For Metallicus, are you holding metal or XPR? I'm holding XPR. I need to get more metal. I hear that you can create a metal node. All you need is 2,000 metal. So I think at this point, 2,000 metal is a little bit under $1,000 or something like that. It's like 800 and some change. So I want to do that. I want to have at least 2,000 metal. I don't have 2,000 metal at this point, do I? I'm close to it. I think I got at least 1,000 metal, but I got way more XPR. Way more XPR. Did you know, Matt? It means your minimum price prediction for Zebec is 10 cents. Yep. Bangkok. Go to Bangkok. No, I'm confused. The data gave me these percentages. Saudi crop. Oh, is this where you're at, Digital Nomad? You're in Bangkok, or you're in somewhere in Thailand? What's up, brother? Kind of late, no problem. FMU. Big C, what's up? Real, what's up, brother? Zebec is strong and going to print millionaires. All of these adoptions and partnerships so bullish, 100%. Appreciate you, Big C. Pinot Q, it's not my opinion. I just fed the data into multiple AI platforms and added multiple metrics to try to get the most accurate data. Appreciate that, Digital Nomad investor. Okay, and just giving his opinion minus the AIs, greater than 10 cents or extreme, a little under, somewhere between 10 cents and $1 is where Digital Nomad's opinion goes. What's up, Swiftcoin Hoarder? Zebec, SHX, Velo, XPR, let's freaking go. And of course, Swiftcoin. Can't forget about Swiftcoin there. Proud for Puerto Rico, XRP. Let's go. Sometimes the amount of coins we can buy and accumulate depends on how early we manage to invest in the project. That's exactly it. Proud for Puerto Rico, XRP. And shout out to the Puerto Ricans over here. Shout out to Moonfeather. Excuse me, Moonfeather's Puerto Rican. And shout out to my guy, One-on-One Media. He's also Puerto Rican. Yeah. So exactly, and that's basically what I'm trying to get to with the you're being priced out. If this is your first foray into cryptocurrency, this might be the last time that you can get XRP at under $3. So the amount of coins that you can buy and accumulate depends on when you manage to invest. So this might be the last time you can get it under $3. Next year, it might be at $2,000 and that's your minimum price now. Or next year it might be at $100. That's your minimum price now. Yeah, Swift. Wait till you find out there are 3 billion people on Earth that don't own a phone to serve the world at all prices need to be high. See, and that's the part right there. Banking the unbanked. And you get, let's say you get half of those people with a phone. And now half of those people are now in the system. Like literally. Like half of those people are now, you got 1.5 billion people now contributing tax money and money, like they're contributing liquidity to the system now. So even if they just contributed $1, which we know they're going to do way more than that, an extra 1.5 billion people is just going to be a crazy amount of liquidity to add to the system. 3 billion people in the untapped market for corporate marketing, decimal percentage pricing would be higher prices indeed, 100%. PNQ, if all the current and predicted catalysts happen and the price action rises in weighted value to the catalyst, then 10 to 25% should be a minimum. If the FOMO and supply shocks keeps in, it can go higher. But like XRP, it might not react accurately to the catalyst. Yep, 100%. They could put the limiters in on it and have the machines and the bots keep it down. That's the thing. That's the thing that you can't account for. Like, just like you can't account for like how they delayed the ISO thing this year. There's certain things where it's like, I know different type of people get mad at us as creators and we'll say certain things, but then it's like, well, I couldn't control that they decided to move the ISO date from March to July. Well, I couldn't control that they decided to push back the XRP ETF date to all the way to October. You know what I mean? Like, so certain things, like, we as content creators, we can't account for those things, right? Personally, I would be disappointed if it didn't go over 10 cents this bull run and really close to 25 cents, brother, 100%. You're just spouting unrealistic numbers with no backing of how XRP can get to 200 or more. The market cap is already high, and Ripple has 50 billion XRP in the treasury. Yes, the market cap is already high, but in a certain sense, you have to throw out market cap, because imagine a replacement for the US dollar. Then that's how you throw out market cap. It's always going to be liquid. It's always going to be used. How can you market cap that? How can you market cap a straight replacement for the US dollar? We're talking about world reserve currencies at this point. So it's impossible for us to truly put a market cap on these things. That's what you have to like reattune your mind for. Imagine that Bitcoin, XRP, Dogecoin, and Ethereum are world reserve currencies. And at any time, a country could use any one of those four as a world reserve currency. Down to the point of now 1.5 million other people, like, remember how he was just talking about banking the unbanked. That's why it's impossible to kind of give you what you're asking for, because how do you quantify a world reserve currency? I don't know how to quantify that for you. And I also don't know how to quantify that when you talk about different new derivatives markets. When you talk about sports betting on, the whole sports betting market. When you talk about a carbon credit market. When you talk about trade finance market. When you add in all of these things, you add in now metaverses and AI agents and all of this stuff. Like, how do you quantify that? Market cap does not limit or direct value. Yes, indeed. It's just a multiplication problem. Say something can't be this big, has zero statistical meaning. And that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, and it's hard to quantify. Just like I was saying, it's hard to quantify these things when you add in all the things I was mentioning. Again, like, Pino, Pino, I know you have a lot of Zebec already. I mean, why would you want to hold for 2023? I don't know, or 2020, I'm sorry, 2030. I don't know why you would want to do that. For you, especially who holds so much of it, you would definitely want to cash out part of it at least, and start putting it in some other type of different assets. And those are some things that we'll probably end up talking about on the Patreon. Because like, why wouldn't you want to hold some Bitcoin if you had if you had cashed out some of the amount of cryptocurrency that you're gonna crash out because you hold so much Zebec. If I were you, I would hold a certain amount of Ethereum and Bitcoin and gold and silver and everything, right? But definitely stuff that I could get a passive income off of. But that would be something to talk about in the Patreon. What do you think of HBAR? I think HBAR is a silent, like, as much as people talk about everything else, HBAR gets lost in the shuffle. And I think it's going to have a big role as far as carbon credits and things like that go. So I am heavily, I definitely think HBAR has it's going to have its day. And I am invested in HBAR, and I have a fair amount of HBAR. So yeah, I really do believe in HBAR out here. And shout out to the Patreon. You guys have a whole list of things that I like with HBAR and the HBAR ecosystem. There's a big difference between real circulating supply and announced circulating supply. Yep. What's up, Cloud99? New avatar. Some walk the path and others not. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. What's up, Leo Star 7? I'm holding Zebec to at least until 2030 for definitely. There will be more DeFi and ways to earn good yield on your Zebec. I stake mines for 4 months. It gives me 50K extra tokens. Let's go. At Crypto Bullish, watch some Jay Claver videos on the market cap myth. Yeah, that's a good suggestion there. Digital nomad investor, great one, great suggestion there. Have you covered XLR? I have in the past, but I need to start covering it more recently. Yeah, so I have covered it in the past. Check out some of my past shows on XLR. You should definitely be able to search those. Can anyone tell me if I wanted $1 million, how much Zebec I need? Well, again, if we're talking about it's at 10 cents, then all you would need is if at 10 cents you would need 10 million Zebec for $1 million. So, given that math, at 5 cents you would need 20 million Zebec for $1 million. So again, if we're given that math, if it's at 25 cents, you would need, God, what is that at that point? 4 million? I think at 25 cents, all you need is 4 million and you got $1 million. You see what I'm saying? So that's the math of it. And, so given the amount you have, right? If it reaches 10 cents, you're going to be really happy, right? Because you have over 10 million. I thought you said you had something like 90 million. So if it reaches 10 cents, you got like $9 million on your hands, bro. If you have 90 million. So, even at 5 cents, you got at 90 million, you got like 4.5 million, bro. So you'll be really happy. Hold your assets and live off of them, and don't cash out is my advice. Some tokens are a safe hold for life. Yes, indeed. I was delusional about XRP bull run like you guys recently come to my assistance after years of disappointments. But what's the disappointment now? It's at $3 now. It was 30 cents forever and a day. Like, why would you Why would you be disappointed? I don't understand. I don't understand, bro. I'd at least try to get to 1 million, brother. Yep. Anything over that is a bonus. Don't miss an opportunity because of maxi blinders. Enrich yourself. Yes, indeed. XDC is a no-brainer at the price, and it is right now. I think everyone should aim for 100K XDC. That's a good one. That's a good one. I think that's a good point too. At 100K XDC, I think that will put you something at like around 7,700 or something like that, because it's a little under 8 cents. So at 8 cents, that would be 80,000. No, I'm sorry, 8,000. So since it's a little under 8 cents, it's somewhere at 7,700 or something like that. So again, that seems like a great one right there, Leo Star. Because I definitely can see XDC getting to $10, and right there, if you got 100,000 and gets to $10, well, you got $1 million. XRP has a credible amount of utility. Yes, indeed, Johnny Walker. You don't know what financial markets that XRP will be used in. Some have 1 quadrillion a year. Do the math on all these markets. 100 billion might not be enough. Yeah, see, that's the thing. That's the thing. Exactly right there. Thank you, digital nomad investor. Ooh, I'm running out of breath, y'all. Yeah. So, like, think about all the different financial markets: real estate, trade finance, all these different derivatives of sports betting. I mean, the list just goes on and on. Real world assets like real estate, right? And trade finance, carbon credits, like just so much stuff, bro. So much stuff. But any type of liquidity that you can pretty much name and tokenize, XRP can be used for it. Just crazy. It's crazy stuff. Including future earnings, right? Which Zebec is probably going to be used for. Earned wage income. BTC is your digital gold. XRP is your day-to-day, country-to-country, bank-to-bank currency. Yes, indeed. U.S. has a 17.5% stake in IMF. Japan and China are second and third with 6%-ish. What's up, Pop Tart? Been a while, bro. Pinot Q, get some bag of quant. I know it's there, but just get at least 5. Yes, indeed. If you look at what his use case is and how little there is, it'll be fortune token. XRP is the IMF in disguise, 100%. As Max, Jesse, and Smoke told us. What's up, 4 9s, fine silver? Yes. Brother, I have 117 quants. Love that number too. Adds up to 9. Let's go. Haha, then you're laughing then. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's a great number, bro. I only have 30, but I'm building. Bought the dip is 65. Hold on, guys. Let me finish this out. I just need to get some crap. I need to get some water right quick. I will be right back. Back, guys. I just need some water. Can you hear me? Okay, here we go. Just need some water real quick. Let's see. Subscribe to this man. He knows what he's talking about. Appreciate it. Good analogy, Rue. Oh, love it, love it, love it. Bitcoin was just a test. XRP is the real deal. Yes, indeed. One XRP will be worth 1K by 20 by what? 290? What's up, Josh? Clarish? 2090. Nah, I don't think it's gonna take that long, bro. I really don't think it's gonna take that long. The BIS and the IMF openly said that ETH and BTC won't be used to move money by them. Okay, gotcha. Has it been confirmed where those ETFs for XRP, since Torres outlawed institutional buying? How does she outlaw institutional buying? I don't understand that. I don't think she outlawed institutional buying at all. When did that happen? These are spot ETFs. I can show you where it says it's spot ETF. So I don't know where you're getting that she outlawed institutional buying. And they're spot ETFs around the world. So I don't understand why she would ever do that. She would be handicapping America if she said that. That would be absolutely not what they would want to have happen. So yeah, because they're Canadian spot ETFs for XRP. They're spot ETFs for XRP around the world. I don't know why would she would ever say something like that. So yeah, this this right here is a spot ETF for XRP. So let me see. Is a spot XRP ETF. Okay, saw the launch of the first U.S. spot ETF. Okay, so yeah, it's a spot XRP ETF. I don't know where you got that from. Oh, Josh, you seriously underestimate what's happening. No, I'm joking, bro. XRP is one of those coins where the question is, how high can it go? Gotcha. Think about holding dollars. You want the bank to be holding a ton more dollars, don't you? XRP is in the same sense. You will hold onto it because they will be the bank of the future, 100%. Claver says one thing, but Zach Rector says we won't know for sure until the ETFs are launched. And they can track where they bought from. Well, you know, besides anything that they say, we have to think about You know, just like we I don't know if you were here, Don, when we gave the tokenizer example. It does need to be at a high value for this to be able to move anything around the world. And if it is like built into the code deflationary, like they say, it cannot be a low value because they will have to move too much of it and it will deflate too much of it. So they have to have it at a higher value to have it controlled properly. So that makes a lot of sense that they would need to have it at a higher value, or otherwise they're going to deflate all of it. And I don't think that they want that. So regardless, just logically, regardless of what Jake or Erzak says, logically it has to be at a higher value, or otherwise they're gonna deflate too much of it and they're not gonna be able to send everything that they need to send across borders. If it's the only manner of sending things, which we know from the ISO 20022 rules, that messaging system has to go through those systems. So there should not be negative sentiments towards for projections where XRP is going. Look at the extent to which the XCC previous administration went to suppress XRP. They knew back then. They didn't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, just like when I was sharing that document from 2016, they knew what XRP was. Like, they knew. They knew since then. But to me, maybe they needed one side to play the bad guy and the other side to be the good guy. I don't know. But obviously, it seems to me like there was some form of knowing that was going on there. BlackRock is going to be a catalyst for the price to go through the roof, 100%. People are sleeping on XPR for sure. I got to step away sometimes because I'm tempted to put more money in for my car note on XRP. I have a lot of XPR. Huge family into XRP. Absolutely. HUT, ZBCN community is way better. You have the Rothschilds associated with XRP. 100%. That was the family there. I didn't say it, but someone else said it for me there. I did the same thing. What's up, Conversations with Kent? They're backing winners only. 100%. Like, if they're involved, come on. Like, we already know. If they're involved, they were involved with how the dollar became. So why would we not think that they would? If they're involved with XRP, then clearly it's going to be for something. Literally, the reason why the dollar is the way that the dollar is because of that family and the Rockefeller family. And I've already shown you how the Draper family has a lot of backing from the Rockefeller family. So, so things are just the same as they were with the dollar, with the same families. Put it this way, ZBCN is like XRP's little brother or sister. We're just watching and learning, packing the bags and waiting for our turn, 100%. I'm in ZBCN and BSL as well, and Metal and HBAR and SHX. Let's go, SHX. SHX is one that's going to surprise people too. I think it has a potential to get to $1 in the next 6 months too. Like a really good potential to get to $1 in the next 6 months. They're doing the escrow. They're doing some of the same things that XRP did before it went to $1. And in about like 6 to 7 months, XRP went to $1 after doing the escrow. Excuse me. Stronghold is following the same formula. I've got 16 Bitcoin and 43 ETH. Then I realized I just woke up. Rothschilds and XRP. If it's true, I'm not surprised. Yes, indeed. I used to have the document. It's on my other computer somewhere. I have to go dig it out. But basically it says where, Edmund de Rothschild and SBI, they hold 8.7% XRP tokens. Not Ripple, not Ripple the company, not like, stakes in Ripple. It's 8.7% XRP tokens. Okay? So, they're not holding for like just, a $10 gain or anything like that. They're, no coincidence that XRP is a top 5 coin now, and 2 years ago, I don't even think it was in the top 100%. Talking about the dollars now. ZBCN use case is so underestimated right now. But you could say that for all of real world assets, invest now between now and the next 5 years, and we're going to see something special. Yep, but that window is rapidly closing. That's all I'm saying to people. Hey, you're on the verge of being priced out. Like, for real. You really are. USDC only worth something outside the US, or USD only worth something outside the US. Yeah, 100%. But different cultures have been doing that for years. Like shout out to my Latinos in here. Shout out to Arabs, Arabs, Latinos, and Asians have been sending money, dollars back home, and spending money back home, because the American dollar has such a big advantage over the yen, the peso, and whatever you use in Arab countries. So like people that are working on gig economies and they're in these countries, they can still make use of the dollar in a way that they couldn't here, right? Yep, XRP went from 2 to 3 to 4. Probably going to go from 3 to 6 to 9, 18, 32, 66, 100. Like, we probably see something like that. Or maybe it just instantly goes to like 2,000 or something like that. To infinity and beyond. Yes, indeed. Real world assets with organic growth will survive bear markets and thrive. Yes, indeed. Zebec, with what they're doing with payroll, they can survive a bear market. They told us that. What's up, Red Star 7311? Thanks for the $2 super chat. I'm at 250 XRP. Had to buy a car. Is that enough? Again, how much is enough? But again, if we're saying that XRP goes to $2,000, I can't do the quick math in my head. Let me see. I'm just gonna grab a calculator. I should be able to do that quick math in my head, but I can't. Also, remember y'all had a stroke, so don't hold it too badly against me that I can't do this quick math in my head. I used to be able to do this stuff in my head. Okay. That would be 500K. Is 500K enough for you? You have to say, if XRP goes to $2,000, 250 XRP is 500K. Is that enough for you? Some knuckleheads manipulated masses the same way in Bitcoin in the beginning. This person, I'm not going to say the name, is a planted bank shill. He's a flip-flopper who says the banks will all make their own coins. Yeah, see that whole flip flopping. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, he claims to be a banker, but then he goes away from all the bank coins. Like, shouldn't that be something you would, as a banker, would like? You know what I mean? It's odd. It's odd. You know what I mean? So every coin that would be related to a bank, you don't talk about, and you're a supposed banker. Every one of them. Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. How many coins is enough? Well, if you imagine it gets to 100K, and it is because the supply is like less than Bitcoins, right? I would say 10, right? That gets you to $1 million. But if you can have 20, 30, why not? That would be what? $3,000? Because Quant said like $100 coin, right? XRP and ZBCN the real deal. I say 250 is better than not 50. Yeah. What's up, Crypto Dad, who's kind of a pilot? Content creators that are the ones telling retail investors to dump XRP for another crypto just want to pump their bags. Yep. The most logical thing is diversification. 100% proud for Puerto Rico XRP. Buy all the ISO accredited coins. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Pino. Wow. Yep. Star that. That's a great list there. I'll read it out. XRP, XPR, ZBCN, Loan, SHX, and Quant. On the East Coast, gotta go to bed. Appreciate you coming through so late. And no hard feelings on the comments there. Thanks for coming through, brother. Appreciate it. Early 2011, $2 could have bought you 6 Bitcoin. That's crazy. Think about that. But that's what I'm saying. Like, and all the experts was like, this was, well, back then, 2011, people didn't even know about Bitcoin. I didn't think I found out until 2013 or something like that. I found out when Bitcoin was like maybe like $100. I think it was around $100. No, it might have been actually around $10 when I first found out. I can't remember when that was, but it was around $10. Crazy to think about, bro. If you just $100 could have made you a millionaire right now if you had the guts to hold even. Also, Algo, HBAR, and Velo, 100% XDC. There will be more billionaires coming from the next 5 years from crypto than anything else on Earth, 100%. XPR might be old, but it's not bad tech. Bitcoin, on the other hand, might not have aged well. Yes, like 245. Oh, yeah, it is 245 on the East Coast right now. Yeah, wow. Possibility that Bitcoin was beta coin. I believe XRP will be king after a major catastrophic event, according to Mark Thompson. And what's up, Phil? Anyone who tells you to sell your XRP, unsubscribe, right? 100%. What's up, Bugatti 11? Yo, Roo. What up, though? Oh, my dude. Love you, my boy. ZBCN, the $3. Woo! With the Ric Flair woo out here. Let's go. I have one ZBCN. Gonna be rich. Mark McWilliams. Rue, my dude. Rue Black, love your content. New subscriber here. Appreciate it. 4 9s, fine silver. Thank you so much for subscribing. Really appreciate it, brother. Or yes, indeed. Thank you. Thank you so much. Smash that like button on your way out. Taps out at 10 cents, then massive sell off back to 3 cents. Gonna be a hard watch if it does. Yep. Safe Moon gonna make a comeback. All y'all gonna be sorry. Henry Hen, that they said XRP is the Timu of XRP. No, they said XPR is the Timu of XRP. Hilarious, bro. ZBCN to $1. Let it be. Bugatti. The Jersey boy has to tap out work today. Blessings to all y'all. No problem. Peace out, Phantom Beat. Let's see here. Adelaide Mainland or Andre Maitland. Do you think Uphold will allow staking ZBCN on there? I'm waiting for that. You know what? They just might. Simon kind of hinted at that at the last spaces that Uphold might be doing something like that. So they just might. He did kind of hint at that. Good morning. What's up, Orhan? Hey Rue, your advice on Velo. I like Velo. I'm holding some Velo. I'm definitely holding some Velo. And thanks for the $2 super chat. AU Gold. Salutations, brothers. What's up, Detroit 313? I know it's late over there. Appreciate you being up. T. Riley with the $5, the faithful $5 super chat. $17. Zebec, let's go. Good night, everyone. Thank you for coming through, Salvador Ramirez. Appreciate you. 33% of the adoption do not have to access the internet. World Mobile about to change that with the partnership with Zebec. Yes, indeed. Digital Money 111. What's your thoughts on INSP for Tau? I haven't looked into that. I'll have to look into that. That's the problem. People are relying on market cap for XRP price. When it is used globally, market cap won't even matter. Yes, indeed. Orhan, is this live or pre-recorded? I'm not seeing the comments here. This is live. We're live. Hey, brother, just wondering what you think of STBL. Made a fair chunk on the last few days, and it's going to the moon. I don't know. I have to look at it. Sim Salik. A few million Swift may make me a whale yet. Yeah, I love Swift. I got some Swift for sure. Can you share speculative quant power networks? What's up, Super Nerf? Let's see. This is live. I'm not seeing the same comments show up on the stream in the chat. What's going on? Yes, this is live, Orhan. This is live. Yeah, how far am I? Oh, okay. Yeah, there we go. I made it to the end, actually. Quant has an update. May not be aware. QuantNet. Yeah, I heard about QuantNet from my guy Maximus Crypto. Shout out to Max. Kakadal. 3-hour stream, absolute juggernaut. Yes, indeed. What's up, Brock Trip? CM, who will be the institutional partner for Zebec tomorrow? Let's see. I think Klima could be quant white label software. Ooh, okay. Nikola Tesla said if you only knew the power of the 3, 6, and the 9. Yes, indeed. XRP 285 and 434 odd now. Why BitGet doesn't allow staking CB? Because the staking is done through Zebec's own site. Swiftcoin price prediction 33 cents. Okay, we made it through all of them, and it's a 3-hour 30-minute show. Had to stop for water in between, but we did it out here, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming through. If you made it to the end, let's put XRP. Let's put XRP into the comments. So once the live show ends, put XRP in the comments. It'll help spread the show around. And definitely like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're on our way to 8,000. And hey, after 8,000, let's get to 10K. Definitely trying to grow the channel out here, guys. Really appreciate everybody who joins and watches. And yeah, thank you guys so much. So we're out of here, guys. Peace.